As we gather our hearts before the living Word of God, I sense a sacred stirring rising within this moment, reminding us that healing is not an abstract idea or a distant hope. Healing flows from the very nature of God, woven into His compassion, His covenant, and His eternal promises toward His children. From the beginning of creation, God revealed Himself as the one who restores what is broken and renews what is weary. He is the God who breathes life into lifeless places and speaks strength into fragile bodies. Even now, His heart is inclined toward you with mercy, power, and divine intention. Healing is not something we try to convince God to do, because healing already lives in His will and character. Every word God has spoken concerning health carries authority, life, and creative power. When His word is received, it does not return empty or ineffective. It enters deeply, reaching places unseen and touching what human hands cannot reach. The word of God becomes strength to the weak and restoration to the afflicted when it is believed and spoken. The scriptures teach us that healing is established spiritually before it manifests physically. It is not governed by feelings, sensations, or circumstances, but by divine truth. Symptoms may speak loudly, but the Word of God speaks with final authority. What God declares carries more power than any report, diagnosis, or limitation. His promises stand firm, even when the body feels fragile. When Jesus carried the cross, He carried more than sin. He carried pain, sickness, and affliction. The suffering He endured was not symbolic, but intentional and redemptive. Every wound He bore released freedom and restoration to humanity. Healing was not postponed to the future. It was secured at the cross. What Jesus finished does not need to be repeated, only received and enforced by faith. The enemy thrives where fear and silence dominate, but he retreats when truth is spoken boldly. Every time the word of God is declared, spiritual authority is exercised. Faith-filled words activate heaven's response and disrupt the works of darkness. God has placed power in the mouth of the believer to align the body with divine truth. Healing begins to flow where faith speaks. Many carry pain silently, holding diagnoses that weigh heavily on the heart. Some have lived with discomfort for years, believing nothing can change. Yet God is not intimidated by time, complexity, or severity. No condition is beyond His reach or authority. His power does not diminish because of history or medical conclusions. Scripture reminds us that nothing is too hard for the Lord, and His strength knows no limits. Healing begins within the spirit and flows outward, touching every system and function. When the inner man receives truth, the outer body responds in alignment. God's word penetrates deeply, uprooting fear and planting faith. Restoration begins where truth is welcomed. Every declaration of Scripture becomes an act of spiritual alignment. Speaking God's word is not repetition, but agreement with heaven. Faith releases divine order where chaos once existed. God honors His word above all else, and He watches over it to perform it. What is spoken in faith becomes active within the body. Today, I want to invite you into agreement with what God has already spoken over your life. Healing is not something you must earn or deserve. It is a gift secured by Christ and released through faith. As you prepare your heart, allow expectation to rise gently within you. God responds to faith rooted in truth. If your spirit is open and your heart is ready, I invite you to participate actively in this moment. Let your faith connect with the promises of God as we move forward together. If this message speaks to you, write "I receive healing" in the comments and share your prayer request so we can stand together in faith. Agreement releases power, and heaven responds when believers unite in truth. Now take a moment to breathe deeply and center your thoughts on God's presence. Allow every distraction to fade as your heart becomes attentive. God is near, and His power is active. This is not a performance, but a sacred exchange. Healing begins where surrender meets faith. Heavenly Father, I come before you with humility and trust, acknowledging that you alone are my healer and restorer. Your word is life to my body and strength to every part of my being. I open my heart fully to receive everything you have spoken concerning my health. I declare that your truth has authority over my body right now. I acknowledge that your word is active, living, and powerful within me. It reaches deeper than human understanding and touches what no doctor can see. I receive your promises not as distant hopes, but as present realities. Your healing power is already at work within me. I align my faith with what you have declared. I thank you that your compassion never fails and your mercy renews daily. You are attentive to every weakness and every need within my body. Nothing escapes your awareness or care. Your love surrounds me and sustains me in this moment. I rest in your presence with confidence. I declare that my body is responding to your truth and aligning with your design. Every system is coming into divine order under your authority. Fear has no place where faith is present. I choose trust over worry and truth over uncertainty. Your peace fills my spirit and flows through my body. I receive your presence now, knowing that healing flows where faith and surrender meet. I remain open, expectant, and confident in your promises. You are faithful to complete what you begin. My heart is anchored in your truth. I move forward in quiet trust, knowing you are at work. As I remain in your presence, Father, I choose to quiet every anxious thought and every inner voice that tries to contradict your truth. I acknowledge that my healing does not depend on how I feel in this moment, but on what you have already declared. Your word stands firm, even when my body feels weak or uncertain. I place greater trust in your promises than in my sensations or circumstances. I anchor my faith in what is eternal, not in what is temporary. Your word teaches me that life and health flow from you without limitation or hesitation. You are not restrained by medical timelines, human understanding, or visible evidence. What you speak carries creative power that reshapes reality itself. I remind my soul that you formed my body with wisdom and intention. The same hands that created me are fully able to restore me. I reject every lie that suggests healing is delayed, denied, or unavailable to me. I refuse to agree with fear, doubt, or hopeless expectation. Your truth overrides every negative pattern and every discouraging thought. I choose alignment with heaven's perspective rather than earthly conclusions. My faith is not passive, it is active and expectant. I acknowledge that healing is a spiritual reality before it becomes a physical manifestation. Just as you spoke light into darkness, you speak health into weakness. Your word penetrates beyond the surface and reaches the deepest foundations of my being. Nothing in my body is hidden from you or beyond your reach. Restoration begins where your word is welcomed. I remind my heart that you are consistent, faithful, and unchanging. You healed in the past, you heal today, and you will heal forever. Your compassion is not selective or limited to a few. What you have done for others, you are willing to do for me. I rest in the assurance that your nature is always good. Your word brings order where disorder once ruled. It brings peace where tension once lived. It brings strength where weakness tried to settle. As your truth enters my spirit, my soul aligns and my body follows. I declare that divine order is being restored within me right now. I recognize that faith grows as I continue to hear and speak your word. Every declaration strengthens my inner man and weakens the influence of fear. I am not fighting for victory, but standing in what Christ already accomplished. The cross settled what sickness tries to dispute. I choose to stand on finished work, not ongoing struggle. You have given me authority to agree with heaven and resist what does not come from you. I do not passively accept pain or limitation as my identity. I stand as a child of God, redeemed and restored by grace. My body is not abandoned or forgotten. It belongs to you and responds to your voice. I allow your peace to settle deeply within me, calming every system and function. Peace flows through my mind, easing tension and silencing worry. Peace moves through my nerves, relaxing what has been strained. Peace enters my organs, bringing balance and harmony. Where peace reigns, healing follows naturally. I thank you that your power is not noisy or forceful, but gentle and precise. You work quietly, deeply, and effectively. Even when I do not feel immediate change, I trust the unseen work taking place. Healing unfolds layer by layer according to your wisdom. I choose patience rooted in faith. I release the burden of trying to understand everything happening within my body. I do not need full comprehension to receive full healing. My responsibility is trust, not explanation. You are the author of my body and the finisher of my restoration. I surrender control and receive grace. I speak alignment over every cell, every tissue, and every system within me. I declare that nothing is malfunctioning beyond your ability to correct. Every imbalance is coming into order under your authority. My body responds to truth, even when my mind struggles. I choose to speak life consistently. I allow hope to rise gently within my spirit, not forced or emotional, but grounded and steady. Hope anchors my expectations in your promises rather than my past experiences. I release disappointment and make room for renewal. Today is not defined by yesterday's pain. New life flows forward. I remind myself that healing is not a reward for perfection, but a gift of grace. I do not disqualify myself through weakness or doubt. Your mercy meets me where I am, not where I pretend to be. I receive without shame or hesitation. Grace restores what effort never could. I choose gratitude as an act of faith, even before full manifestation appears. Gratitude acknowledges that you are already at work. It shifts my focus from lack to abundance. Thankfulness opens my heart to receive more of your presence. I thank you for progress I cannot yet see. I remain attentive to your presence rather than hyper-focused on symptoms. I fix my attention on truth instead of fluctuations. My faith does not rise and fall with daily changes. I stand firm, knowing you are steady and faithful. Healing is not fragile. It is sustained by you. I declare that my body is learning to respond to peace instead of stress. Every function is recalibrating under divine instruction. What has been overstimulated is calming. What has been weakened is strengthening. Restoration is flowing naturally and steadily. I close this moment with quiet confidence, not anxiety or urgency. You are not rushed, and neither am I. What you begin, you complete with perfection and care. I remain in expectation without pressure. I trust you fully as my healer and restorer. Father, I declare Proverbs 4:20-22 over my life. For your word tells me to attend to your words and incline my ear to your sayings. I declare that your words are life to me, because I have found them through faith and surrender. I proclaim that your word is health to all my flesh, not to some parts, not partially, but completely. I declare that as your word enters my heart, it releases healing into every system of my body. I receive your word as living medicine flowing through me now. Father, I declare Psalm 103:2-3, and I bless you with my whole heart as I remember all your benefits. I declare that you forgive all my iniquities, and I receive that cleansing deeply within my soul. I also declare that you heal all my diseases, leaving nothing untreated or untouched. I refuse selective healing and receive total restoration. I proclaim that healing is part of my covenant with you. Father, I declare Jeremiah 30:17, and I speak restoration over my body and my strength. You promise to restore my health and heal my wounds, even those that others have labeled incurable. I declare that what has been called hopeless is now under divine repair. I receive restoration not as a future idea, but as a present work. My body responds to your restoring power now. Father, I declare Isaiah 53:5, and I acknowledge the sacrifice of Jesus on my behalf. I declare that he was wounded for my transgressions and bruised for my iniquities. I proclaim that the chastisement for my peace was upon him. I declare with confidence that by his stripes I am healed, not waiting, not hoping, but healed. I receive this truth as my present reality. Father, I declare Exodus 15:26, and I proclaim that you are the Lord who heals me. Healing is not something you do occasionally, but part of who you are. I declare that your nature as healer is active in my body right now. I reject every image of you as distant or passive. You are present and healing me completely. Father, I declare Psalm 107:20, and I proclaim that you sent your word and healed me. I declare that your word is entering places no human treatment can reach. I speak deliverance from destruction, deterioration, and decay. I declare that your word is correcting what has been damaged. Healing is happening from the inside out. Father, I declare Nahum 1:9, and I speak an end to recurring affliction. I declare that sickness will not rise a second time in my body. I proclaim that cycles of pain, relapse, and flare-ups are broken now. I receive divine protection against recurrence. My body is guarded by your power. Father, I declare Proverbs 17:22, and I receive supernatural joy as medicine. I declare that joy strengthens my bones and renews my strength. I speak joy into places where heaviness tried to settle. I declare that joy releases healing chemicals into my body. My spirit rejoices and my body responds. Father, I declare Psalm 18:17, and I speak life over myself. I declare that I will not die but live to declare your works. I reject every word of death, limitation, or early ending. I proclaim longevity, vitality, and purpose. Life flows through every part of me. Father, I declare Deuteronomy 7:15, and I receive your promise to remove all sickness from me. I declare that sickness has no permission to remain in my body. I speak removal of every condition that did not come from you. I declare that health replaces every intrusion. My body belongs to you alone. Father, I declare Malachi 4:2, and I receive the rising of the Son of Righteousness over my life. I declare that healing flows from his wings into my body. I proclaim that your healing light penetrates every dark area. Weakness dissolves under divine illumination. I receive warmth, strength, and renewal. Father, I declare Matthew 8:17, and I proclaim that Jesus took my infirmities. I declare that what he carried I no longer carry. I refuse ownership of sickness that was already removed at the cross. I release infirmity and receive wholeness. My body aligns with redemption. Father, I declare 1 Peter 2:24, and I stand on the finished work of Christ. I declare that by his wounds I am healed now. I speak alignment over my body with this eternal truth. Symptoms bow to the authority of the cross. Healing is enforced by faith. Father, I declare Psalm 91:10, and I speak divine protection over my dwelling. I declare that no plague comes near my body. I proclaim immunity from hidden and visible sickness. My environment is covered by your presence. I dwell safely under you. Father, I declare James 5:15, and I speak the prayer of faith over my body. I declare that faith saves and restores me. I receive your promise that you raise me up. Weakness lifts and strength returns. My body responds to faith-filled prayer. Father, I declare Isaiah 58:8, and I proclaim that my healing springs forth speedily. I reject delay and receive acceleration. I declare rapid restoration and divine progress. What was slow is now moving. Healing is advancing quickly. Father, I declare Jeremiah 33:6, and I receive health and cure from you. I declare that you reveal abundance of peace and truth to me. Peace replaces anxiety and truth replaces fear. My body heals where peace reigns. Restoration flows steadily. Father, I declare Psalm 41:3, and I receive your sustaining power. I declare that you strengthen me on my bed of weakness. I proclaim restoration where strength was lost. You lift me up completely. I am being restored fully. Father, I declare Proverbs 4:20-22 over my body and my mind, receiving your words with full attention, as living truth that enters me with authority and divine purpose. I declare that your words are life to me, because I receive them by faith and not by emotion, sight, or circumstance. I proclaim that your word is health to all my flesh, reaching every cell, tissue, organ, and system without exception or delay. I speak alignment between my physical body and the life contained in what you have spoken. I receive your word as divine medicine that actively restores order, balance, and strength within me. Father, I declare Psalm 1:3-2-3, and I choose to bless you with my whole being, while refusing to do a single benefit you have given me. I declare that you forgive all my iniquities, releasing my soul from guilt, heaviness, and condemnation that weaken the body. I also declare that you heal all my diseases, not selectively and not partially, but completely and thoroughly. I reject every belief that healing is limited or conditional. I receive total restoration as a promise rooted in your character. Father, I declare Jeremiah 30:17, and I speak restoration over every place where strength has been lost. You promise to restore my health and heal my wounds, even those wounds that came through long seasons of pain or disappointment. I declare that nothing in my body is beyond repair or renewal. I speak reversal over damage, deterioration, and decline. Restoration is taking place now by your authority. Father, I declare Isaiah 53:5, and I acknowledge the finished sacrifice of Jesus with reverence and confidence. I declare that he was wounded for my transgressions and bruised for my iniquities, carrying every burden that tried to remain in my body. I proclaim that the punishment that brought me peace rested fully upon him. I declare that by his stripes I am healed in truth and reality. I receive this healing as my present condition, not a future hope. Father, I declare Exodus 15:26, and I proclaim that you are the Lord who heals me by nature and by covenant. Healing is not something you do reluctantly, but something that flows from who you are. I declare that your identity as healer is active within my body right now. I reject every image of you as distant or passive. I receive you as present, involved, and restoring me completely. Father, I declare Psalm 107:20, and I proclaim that you send your word and heal me with precision and power. I declare that your word reaches places human understanding cannot access. I speak deliverance from destruction, decay, and internal breakdown. I declare that your word is correcting what has been damaged over time. Healing is unfolding from the inside outward. Father, I declare Nahum 1:9, and I speak a decisive end to recurring affliction in my body. I declare that sickness will not rise a second time and will not return under another form. I proclaim that cycles of relapse, flare-ups, and recurring pain are broken now. I receive divine protection against repetition and regression. My body is guarded by your authority. Father, I declare Proverbs 17:22, and I receive supernatural joy as medicine flowing through my being. I declare that joy strengthens my bones and refreshes my inner life. I speak joy into places where heaviness and discouragement tried to settle. I declare that joy releases healing throughout my nervous system and organs. My spirit rejoices and my body responds with restoration. Father, I declare Psalm 18:17, and I speak life over my body with unwavering confidence. I declare that I will not die but live to declare your works with clarity and strength. I reject every word of limitation, fear, or premature ending. I proclaim longevity filled with vitality and purpose. Life flows through every part of my being. Father, I declare Deuteronomy 7:15, and I receive your promise to remove all sickness from me. I declare that sickness has no legal permission to remain in my body. I speak removal of every condition that did not originate from you. I declare that divine health replaces every intrusion and imbalance. My body belongs fully to you. Father, I declare Malachi 4:2, and I receive the rising of the Son of Righteousness over my life. I declare that healing flows from his wings into every weakened place. I proclaim that your healing light penetrates darkness and confusion. Weakness dissolves under divine illumination. I receive warmth, renewal, and restored strength. Father, I declare Matthew 8:17, and I proclaim that Jesus took my infirmities and carried my diseases. I declare that what he carried no longer belongs to me. I refuse ownership of sickness that has already been removed through redemption. I release infirmity and receive wholeness. My body aligns with the truth of the cross. Father, I declare 1 Peter 2:24, and I stand firmly on the completed work of Christ. I declare that by his wounds I am healed now and continuously. I speak alignment over my body with this eternal truth. Symptoms submit to the authority of redemption. Healing is enforced through faith and truth. Father, I declare Psalm 91:10, and I speak divine protection over my dwelling and my body. I declare that no plague comes near me or takes residence within me. I proclaim immunity from visible and hidden sickness. My environment is covered by your presence. I dwell safely under your care. Father, I declare James 5:15, and I speak the prayer of faith over my entire being. I declare that faith restores, strengthens, and raises me up. I receive your promise that you respond to faith with action. Weakness lifts and vitality returns. My body responds to faith-filled truth. Father, I declare Isaiah 58:8, and I proclaim that my healing springs forth speedily and without delay. I reject stagnation and receive divine acceleration. I declare visible progress and internal renewal. What was slowed is now advancing. Healing is moving forward steadily. Father, I declare Jeremiah 3:6, and I receive health and cure released from your hand. I declare that you reveal abundance of peace and truth to me. Peace replaces anxiety and truth dismantles fear. My body heals where peace governs. Restoration flows continuously. Father, I declare Psalm 41:3, and I receive your sustaining power over my strength and endurance. I declare that you strengthen me in moments of weakness and restore me fully. I proclaim renewal where fatigue once ruled. You lift me up completely and carefully. I am being restored according to your promise. Father, I declare Isaiah 40:29-31, and I receive your promise that you give power to the faint and increase strength to those who have none. I declare that when my body has felt weary, depleted, or exhausted, you are actively releasing divine strength into me. I proclaim that my weakness is not a limitation, but an invitation for your power to manifest. I declare that as I wait upon you, my strength is being renewed from the inside out. I receive supernatural endurance that lifts me beyond fatigue and restores my vitality. Father, I declare Romans 8:11, and I acknowledge that the same Spirit who raised Jesus from the dead lives within me. I declare that this Spirit is actively giving life to my mortal body right now. I proclaim resurrection power flowing into my cells, organs, and systems without resistance. I speak renewal over every area that has felt lifeless or sluggish. I receive divine life energizing my body completely. Father, I declare Psalm 34:19, and I recognize that though afflictions may come, you deliver me out of them all. I declare that no affliction has permission to remain or define my future. I proclaim total deliverance from every condition that has tried to attach itself to my body. I speak freedom from pain, limitation, and oppression. I receive your deliverance as active and effective now. Father, I declare 3 John 1:2, and I receive your desire that I prosper and be in health, even as my soul prospers. I declare that health is your will for me and not an exception. I proclaim that my physical well-being aligns with the growth and peace of my inner life. I reject every lie that suggests sickness glorifies you. I receive health as part of your loving design. Father, I declare John 10:10, and I proclaim that Jesus came so that I may have life and have it abundantly. I declare that abundant life includes strength, vitality, clarity, and physical wholeness. I reject survival mentality and receive fullness of life. I speak abundance over every function of my body. I receive life that overflows into every area. Father, I declare Psalm 23:1, and I proclaim that you are my shepherd and I lack nothing. I declare that my body lacks no healing, no restoration, and no strength. I speak provision over every system that has felt depleted. I receive divine care guiding my recovery and renewal. I rest in your shepherding presence. Father, I declare Psalm 23:3, and I receive the truth that you restore my soul. I declare that as my soul is restored, my body follows in alignment. I speak healing into areas affected by emotional strain or prolonged stress. I receive inner restoration that releases physical renewal. My whole being is coming into balance. Father, I declare Psalm 32, and I proclaim that when I cry to you, you heal me. I declare that you are attentive to my voice and responsive to my faith. I speak healing over every cry that rose from pain or fear. I receive your healing touch as compassionate and powerful. Restoration flows through me now. Father, I declare James 1:17, and I acknowledge that every good and perfect gift comes from you. I declare that healing is a good gift, and I receive it without doubt. I proclaim that you do not change or withdraw your goodness. I reject fear of disappointment. I trust your consistency completely. Father, I declare Isaiah 41:10, and I receive your promise that you strengthen and uphold me. I declare that fear has no authority over my health or future. I proclaim that your righteous right hand supports my body and my healing process. I speak stability over every unstable area. I am upheld by your power. Father, I declare Psalm 47:3, and I receive your promise that you heal the brokenhearted and bind up their wounds. I declare healing over emotional wounds that have affected my physical health. I speak restoration over memories, trauma, and inner pain. I receive your gentle binding and care. Wholeness is spreading through every layer of my being. Father, I declare Matthew 9:22, and I receive the truth that faith makes me whole. I declare that wholeness is not partial improvement, but complete restoration. I proclaim that my faith is active, living, and effective. I speak completeness over my body, mind, and spirit. I receive total wholeness now. Father, I declare Jeremiah 17:14, and I speak healing and salvation over my life. I declare that you heal me, and I am healed. I proclaim that you save me, and I am saved. I reject uncertainty and receive assurance. My healing rests securely in you. Father, I declare Psalm 91:16, and I receive your promise of long life and salvation. I declare longevity filled with strength and clarity. I reject fear of decline or early loss. I proclaim sustained vitality throughout my years. I receive long life as your blessing. Father, I declare Isaiah 33:24, and I proclaim that no inhabitant will say, I am sick. I declare that sickness does not define my identity. I speak health as my confession and truth. I reject labels that contradict your word. I receive health as my reality. Father, I declare Psalm 55:22, and I cast every burden of sickness upon you. I declare that you sustain me fully and faithfully. I release worry, strain, and pressure from my body. I receive divine support strengthening every system. I am sustained by you. Father, I declare Isaiah 46:4, and I receive your promise to carry me even to old age. I declare that you sustain me through every season. I proclaim that you carry my weaknesses and restore my strength. I reject fear of deterioration. I trust you to uphold me completely. Father, I declare Philippians 4:7, and I receive your peace guarding my heart and mind. I declare that this peace also guards my body and nervous system. I speak calm into every overstimulated area. I receive healing that flows where peace reigns. My body rests under divine peace. Father, I declare Hebrews 4:12, and I proclaim that your word is living, active, and sharper than any two-edged sword operating within me right now. I declare that your word penetrates deeply into every layer of my being, where sickness once hid. I speak separation between truth and lies, between health and affliction, between life and decay. I declare that your word cuts away what does not belong and preserves what you designed. Healing is activated as your living word works powerfully within me. Father, I declare Psalm 19:50, and I receive comfort in my affliction, because your word gives me life. I declare that where pain once tried to dominate my thoughts, your word is reviving my strength. I proclaim renewed vitality entering my body through truth. I reject discouragement and receive life-giving comfort. My body responds to the life released through your promises. Father, I declare John 6:63, and I acknowledge that your words are spirit and life. I declare that every scripture spoken over me carries divine breath and power. I proclaim that spiritual life is flowing into my physical body. I speak renewal over organs, tissues, and systems through spiritual truth. Life is increasing within me now. Father, I declare Psalm 46:5, and I proclaim that you are within me and I will not fall. I declare that my body will not collapse under pressure or strain. I speak stability over every function and system within me. I reject fear of breakdown or failure. I am upheld because you are present within me. Father, I declare Isaiah 54:17, and I proclaim that no weapon formed against my body will prosper. I declare that sickness may attempt to form, but it will not succeed. I speak cancellation over every assignment against my health. I reject the progress of disease and decline. My health prospers under your protection. Father, I declare Psalm 27:1, and I receive you as my light and my salvation. I declare that fear has no authority over my health or future. I proclaim that darkness, confusion, and uncertainty are driven out by your light. I speak clarity and confidence into my mind and body. Strength flows where your light shines. Father, I declare Psalm 18:19, and I proclaim that you bring me out into a broad place because you delight in me. I declare freedom from restriction, limitation, and confinement caused by sickness. I speak expansion, mobility, and ease over my body. I reject confinement and embrace restoration. Healing flows from your delight in me. Father, I declare Psalm 32:7, and I acknowledge you as my hiding place, who preserves me from trouble. I declare protection over my body from further harm. I speak deliverance surrounding every vulnerable area. I proclaim that songs of deliverance are rising within me. My healing is shielded by your presence. Father, I declare Isaiah 12:2, and I receive salvation with confidence and trust. I declare that fear is replaced with faith and assurance. I proclaim strength flowing into my body as trust increases. I reject anxiety about outcomes. My confidence in you strengthens my healing process. Father, I declare Jeremiah 1:12, and I proclaim that you watch over your word to perform it. I declare that every healing scripture spoken over me is actively being fulfilled. I speak expectation grounded in truth rather than emotion. I reject doubt about manifestation. Your word is performing exactly what it promises. Father, I declare Psalm 34:22, and I proclaim redemption from destruction over my body. I declare that decay, degeneration, and failure are reversed. I speak preservation and restoration into every system. I reject condemnation and hopelessness. I am redeemed and restored fully. Father, I declare Isaiah 58:11, and I receive continual guidance and strengthening. I declare that you satisfy me even in dry places of health. I proclaim strengthening flowing into my bones and structure. I speak vitality where weakness once existed. I am like a well-watered garden flourishing in health. Father, I declare Psalm 1:8, and I proclaim deliverance from sickness and weakness. I declare that you have delivered my body from danger and decline. I speak stability over my steps and movements. I reject fear of falling or failing. I walk forward in renewed strength. Father, I declare Romans 8:37, and I proclaim that I am more than a conqueror through Christ. I declare victory over every symptom and condition. I speak authority over sickness and infirmity. I reject victim mentality and embrace triumph. Victory is my position in Christ. Father, I declare Isaiah 33:2, and I receive strength every morning. I declare renewal at the start of each day. I proclaim consistent restoration rather than temporary relief. I speak freshness over my body daily. Strength is renewed continually. Father, I declare Psalm 18:14, and I proclaim that you are my strength and my song. I declare that your strength replaces every weakness in me. I speak joy strengthening my inner being. I reject heaviness and despair. Strength flows through worship and trust. Father, I declare Isaiah 43:2, and I proclaim your presence with me through every challenge. I declare that sickness will not overwhelm or consume me. I speak protection through every trial. I reject fear of worsening conditions. Your presence preserves me. Father, I declare Psalm 91:4, and I receive refuge under your wings. I declare covering over my body, mind, and spirit. I speak safety and healing under divine protection. I reject exposure to harm. Restoration flows where I am covered by you. Father, I declare Psalm 4:8, and I proclaim that I lie down and sleep in peace, because you alone make me dwell in safety. I declare that my rest is no longer disturbed by pain, tension, or anxious thoughts. I speak healing over my nervous system as my body enters deep and restorative rest. I receive sleep as a divine tool of renewal and repair. My nights are becoming moments of restoration and strengthening. Father, I declare John 14:27, and I receive the peace that you give, which is not like the peace the world offers. I declare that this peace settles deeply into my mind, my emotions, and my body. I speak calm over my thoughts and regulation over my internal systems. I reject agitation, stress, and fear-driven tension. Healing flows freely where divine peace reigns. Father, I declare Psalm 9:10, and I proclaim that those who know your name put their trust in you and are never forsaken. I declare that my trust in you is strengthening my faith and stabilizing my body. I speak confidence over uncertainty and assurance over fear. I receive the security of knowing you are present with me. My healing is supported by unwavering trust. Father, I declare Isaiah 49:16, and I proclaim that I am engraved on the palms of your hands. I declare that my condition is never forgotten and my healing is never overlooked. I speak comfort into every place that felt unseen or neglected. I receive assurance that you are attentive to every detail of my body. Restoration unfolds under your watchful care. Father, I declare Psalm 21:7, and I proclaim that you keep me from all harm and watch over my life. I declare protection over my body from internal and external threats. I speak preservation over every function and system. I reject fear of sudden setbacks or complications. I am guarded continually by your power. Father, I declare Exodus 14:14, and I proclaim that you fight for me while I remain at peace. I declare that I am not striving or forcing healing through anxiety. I speak surrender and trust into every battle within my body. I receive your intervention working on my behalf. Victory is assured because you fight for me. Father, I declare Isaiah 65:24, and I proclaim that before I call, you answer, and while I am still speaking, you hear me. I declare that healing began even before these words were spoken. I speak gratitude for unseen movements already taking place. I receive confidence that you are ahead of every need. Restoration is already unfolding. Father, I declare Psalm 56:9, and I proclaim that when I cry out to you, my enemies turn back. I declare that sickness, pain, and weakness are retreating now. I speak reversal over every attack against my health. I reject intimidation from symptoms. Healing advances as opposition retreats. Father, I declare Hebrews 13:6, and I proclaim that you are my helper, and I will not fear. I declare that fear has no authority over my body or future. I speak courage and assurance into my healing journey. I receive help in every stage of recovery. My confidence rests fully in you. Father, I declare Psalm 21:3, and I proclaim that you do not allow my foot to slip. I declare stability over my body and balance over my movements. I speak coordination and strength into every action. I reject weakness that causes fear of falling. I walk securely under your care. Father, I declare Numbers 23:19, and I proclaim that you are not a man that you should lie. I declare that every promise you have spoken concerning my health is trustworthy. I speak certainty over doubt and truth over uncertainty. I reject skepticism about your word. Healing rests on your unchanging faithfulness. Father, I declare Isaiah 45:2, and I proclaim that you go before me and make crooked places straight. I lay correction over every imbalance and disorder in my body. I speak alignment over systems that were out of order. I reject complexity that resists healing. Restoration flows as paths are made straight. Father, I declare Psalm 46:1, and I proclaim that you are my refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. I declare that I am never alone in this process. I speak security and stability over moments of weakness. I receive your nearness as sustaining strength. Help is present and active now. Father, I declare Joshua 21:45, and I proclaim that not one of your good promises has ever failed. I declare that every healing promise will manifest fully. I speak expectation anchored in history and truth. I reject disappointment shaped by past delays. Fulfillment is certain because you are faithful. Father, I declare Psalm 73:26, and I proclaim that even if my flesh feels weak, you are the strength of my heart forever. I declare inner strength rising when physical strength wavers. I speak reliance on you rather than self-effort. I reject despair when energy feels low. Strength flows from you continuously. Father, I declare Isaiah 48, and I proclaim that your word stands forever. I declare that my healing is anchored in eternal truth. I speak permanence over restoration rather than temporary relief. I reject fear of reversal. What you establish remains. Father, I declare Psalm 18:6, and I proclaim that because you are on my side, I will not fear. I declare boldness replacing worry and assurance replacing anxiety. I speak confidence into my body's response to healing. I reject intimidation from symptoms or reports. Healing advances with courage and faith. Father, I declare Isaiah 26:3, and I proclaim that you keep me in perfect peace as my mind stays on you. I declare that peace governs my thoughts and bodily responses. I speak calm over stress-induced tension. I reject mental unrest that disrupts healing. My body rests under perfect peace. Father, I declare Psalm 21, and I proclaim that you answer me in the day of trouble and lift me up when my body feels overwhelmed. I declare that my cry for healing has reached your throne and has not gone unnoticed. I speak divine response over every area that has been under pressure. I receive help that comes from your presence and not from human limitation. My body is responding to your intervention now. Father, I declare Isaiah 65:20, and I proclaim fullness of life over my years and strength over my days. I declare that weakness and decline do not determine my future. I speak vitality and endurance into every season of my life. I reject fear of shortening or limitation. My life unfolds under your sustaining power. Father, I declare Psalm 66:10, and I proclaim that even through testing, you refine and restore rather than destroy. I declare that my body is not breaking down, but being purified and strengthened. I speak transformation where pain once tried to rule. I reject the belief that suffering defines me. Restoration emerges from refinement. Father, I declare Jeremiah 32:27, and I proclaim that nothing in my body is too difficult for you. I declare that complexity does not intimidate your power. I speak divine solutions into conditions that seem layered or unclear. I reject hopelessness tied to medical language. Healing flows because you are able. Father, I declare Psalm 84:11, and I proclaim that you are my sun and shield, who withholds no good thing. I declare that healing is a good gift, and I receive it without hesitation. I speak light over darkness and protection over vulnerability. I reject fear of denial or delay. Your goodness covers my body completely. Father, I declare Isaiah 61:3, and I proclaim beauty in place of ashes within my body and spirit. I declare restoration where damage once existed. I speak renewal over areas marked by disappointment or loss. I reject permanent scars as identity. Beauty and wholeness are emerging. Father, I declare Psalm 16:11, and I proclaim fullness of joy and life in your presence. I declare that joy is strengthening my immune system and restoring balance. I speak vitality flowing where heaviness once lived. I reject emotional weight that drains the body. Life increases in your presence. Father, I declare Romans 12:2, and I proclaim renewal of my mind, aligning my body with truth. I declare that old patterns of fear and limitation are being replaced. I speak clarity and alignment into my thoughts. I reject beliefs that contradict healing. Transformation is shaping my whole being. Father, I declare Isaiah 30:26, and I proclaim increased light and healing over my body. I declare restoration beyond what was lost or damaged. I speak amplification of healing where pain once intensified. I reject stagnation in recovery. Healing multiplies under divine light. Father, I declare Psalm 38, and I proclaim that you perfect everything that concerns me. I declare that my healing is not unfinished or forgotten. I speak completion over every process within my body. I reject partial restoration. Perfection unfolds under your care. Father, I declare Job 5:18, and I proclaim that you wound, but also bind up, and you heal fully. I declare that no pain is left untreated by your hand. I speak comfort and restoration into every sore place. I reject abandonment during suffering. Healing follows your touch. Father, I declare Isaiah 61, and I proclaim that light is rising over my life and my body. I declare that darkness, heaviness, and weakness are lifting. I speak awakening into dormant strength. I reject remaining in shadows. Healing shines openly and powerfully. Father, I declare Psalm 92:12-14, and I proclaim strength, fruitfulness, and vitality even in later seasons. I declare that aging does not remove strength from my body. I speak endurance and freshness into my future. I reject decline as destiny. I flourish under your promise. Father, I declare Micah 7:8, and I proclaim that though I may have stumbled, I rise again. I declare recovery after weakness and strength after strain. I speak resilience into my body's response. I reject staying down. Rising is my testimony. Father, I declare Isaiah 12:3, and I proclaim joyfully drawing from wells of salvation. I declare that healing flows continually rather than occasionally. I speak abundance over limitation. I reject dryness or depletion. Restoration is flowing steadily. Father, I declare Psalm 30:11, and I proclaim that you turn mourning into joy and restore movement. I declare release from heaviness and restriction. I speak freedom into my physical expression. I reject stiffness and limitation. My body responds with renewed freedom. Father, I declare Isaiah 54:10, and I proclaim that your covenant of peace will not be removed. I declare sturdily and healing even when circumstances shift. I speak permanence over restoration. I reject fear of relapse. Peace anchors my healing securely. Father, I declare Psalm 145:14, and I proclaim that you uphold all who fall and lift all who are bowed down. I declare support where weakness tried to overwhelm me. I speak strength lifting me steadily. I reject collapse or defeat. I am upheld by your faithful hand. Lord, I declare Psalm 41:3, and I proclaim that you hear my cry and lift me out of every pit of weakness and despair. I declare that when my body felt stuck, exhausted or overwhelmed, you reached down with compassion and power. I speak stability where instability once ruled and strength where fear tried to dominate. I declare that you place my feet on solid ground and establish my steps in health. My body is responding to your lifting hand with renewed balance and confidence. My God, I declare Isaiah 38:16, and I proclaim that you restore my life and make me whole. I declare that every breath I take is sustained by your mercy and intention. I speak renewal over my spirit, knowing it directly affects my physical strength. I reject the belief that deterioration is inevitable. Life is being restored within me by your sustaining power. O Lord, I declare Psalm 103:5, and I proclaim that you satisfy my life with good things. I declare that my youth is renewed like the eagle, not only spiritually, but physically. I speak restoration over energy, mobility, and resilience. I reject chronic fatigue and lingering weakness. Renewal is actively flowing through my body. Almighty God, I declare Genesis 18:14, and I proclaim that nothing concerning my body is too hard for you. I declare that complexity does not intimidate you, and time does not weaken your power. I speak divine possibility over situations that appear medically difficult. I reject limits placed by human understanding. Healing moves freely because you are all-powerful. Holy One, I declare Psalm 107:4-5, and I proclaim that you know every detail of creation and miss nothing within me. I declare that every cell, every system, and every hidden imbalance is fully known to you. I speak precision healing where confusion once existed. I reject fear of undetected issues. Your greatness governs my restoration. Lord of peace, I declare Judges 6:24, and I proclaim that you are peace within me. I declare that anxiety no longer disrupts my healing process. I speak calm into my nervous system and balance into my internal rhythms. I reject stress as a ruler over my body. Healing increases as peace settles deeply within me. Faithful God, I declare Lamentations 3:22-23, and I proclaim that your mercies are new every morning. I declare that each day brings fresh strength and renewed healing. I speak consistency into my recovery and faithfulness into my progress. I reject discouragement from slow moments. Renewal is ongoing because your mercy never fails. Living God, I declare Deuteronomy 32:39, and I proclaim that you wound and you heal, and no one can deliver out of your hand. I declare that nothing can reverse the healing you release. I speak authority over my body under your dominion. I reject interference from fear or doubt. Restoration continues because you alone govern life and health. Lord Most High, I declare Psalm 91:1-2, and I proclaim that I dwell in your secret place. I declare that my body is covered under divine protection and safety. I speak refuge over vulnerability and rest over strain. I reject exposure to harm and relapse. Healing is secure where I abide in you. Gracious God, I declare Psalm 37:23-24, and I proclaim that you order my steps and uphold me when I feel weak. I declare stability returning to my movements and coordination. I speak confidence into my body's ability to function well. I reject fear of falling or failing. Strength and balance are being restored under your guidance. Lord of hosts, I declare Zechariah 4:6, and I proclaim that my healing is not by might nor by power, but by your Spirit. I declare that effort and strain are replaced by surrender and trust. I speak supernatural flow into every healing process. I reject pressure to force results. Restoration unfolds by the movement of your Spirit. Everlasting God, I declare Isaiah 40:28, and I proclaim that you do not grow weary or tired. I declare that your strength never diminishes while sustaining me. I speak endurance over my body when energy feels low. I reject hopelessness tied to exhaustion. Your eternal strength renews me continuously. Compassionate Lord, I declare Psalm 86:15, and I proclaim that you are full of mercy and slow to anger. I declare that your compassion is touching the most sensitive areas of my body. I speak gentleness into places that have endured pain. I reject harshness toward myself. Healing flows through your loving kindness. God of truth, I declare Numbers 23:19, and I proclaim that you do not lie, and you do not change your mind. I declare that every healing promise spoken over me remains valid. I speak certainty over wavering thoughts. I reject doubt rooted in past disappointment. Restoration stands firm on your truth. Lord my healer, I declare Jeremiah 17:7-8, and I proclaim that trusting in you makes me like a tree planted by water. I declare strength flowing from deep roots within my spirit. I speak resilience over dry seasons. I reject fear of lack or depletion. My body thrives because my trust is anchored in you, mighty Redeemer. I declare Psalm 34:17, and I proclaim that when I cry out, you deliver me from trouble. I declare rescue from physical distress and emotional strain. I speak relief into places of pressure. I reject the idea of being ignored. Deliverance is active and present. Lord who sees, I declare Genesis 16:13, and I proclaim that you see me fully and completely. I declare that no pain, symptom or struggle is hidden from you. I speak comfort into moments of loneliness. I reject feeling unseen in my healing journey. Restoration unfolds under your attentive care. Sovereign King, I declare Psalm 29:11, and I proclaim that you give strength to your people and bless them with peace. I declare strength flowing into my body without resistance. I speak peace stabilizing my systems and processes. I reject chaos and imbalance. Strength and peace now rule within me. Eternal God, I declare Psalm 62:1-2, and I proclaim that my soul finds rest in you alone, and my healing flows from your authority. I declare that when my body feels restless or unsettled, you become my stability and strength. I speak stillness into every system that has been overstimulated or strained. I reject internal chaos and receive divine calm. Restoration unfolds as I rest securely in you. Lord of life, I declare John 1:4, and I proclaim that in you is life, and that life is the light of men. I declare that your life is entering every dark or weakened place in my body. I speak illumination over confusion and vitality over decline. I reject darkness that tries to hide sickness. Your life brings clarity, strength, and healing. Faithful Creator, I declare Psalm 39:30-14, and I proclaim that you formed me with wisdom and intention. I declare that my body is not a mistake, and my healing is not accidental. I speak honor over every part of my design. I reject self-blame and frustration toward my body. Restoration flows because you carefully created me. Lord who restores, I declare Joel 2:25, and I proclaim that you restore the years that were eaten by loss and sickness. I declare that nothing stolen from my health is permanently lost. I speak recovery over wasted strength and missed vitality. I reject resignation to damage. Restoration is returning fully and abundantly. God of all comfort, I declare 2 Corinthians 1:3-4, and I proclaim that you comfort me in every affliction. I declare that your comfort is not emotional only, but deeply physical and stabilizing. I speak relief into tense and weary places. I reject isolation in pain. Healing flows through divine comfort. Lord of wisdom, I declare Proverbs 2:6, and I proclaim that wisdom comes from you alone. I declare that you guide my healing journey with insight and clarity. I speak discernment over every decision affecting my body. I reject confusion and fear-driven choices. Restoration is guided by your wisdom. Holy Shepherd, I declare Ezekiel 34:16, and I proclaim that you seek the lost, bind the injured, and strengthen the weak. I declare that no injured place in my body is overlooked. I speak gentle care into fragile areas. I reject neglect or abandonment. Healing flows through attentive shepherding. Lord who heals, I declare Hosea 6:1, and I proclaim that though there was brokenness, you heal and bind me up. I declare that healing follows surrender and trust. I speak recovery over wounded systems. I reject fear of reopening pain. Restoration is complete and careful. God of power, I declare Psalm 66:12, and I proclaim that you bring me into a place of abundance after pressure. I declare that trials do not define my ending. I speak expansion where restriction once ruled. I reject permanent limitation. Healing leads me into abundance. Righteous King, I declare Isaiah 26:12, and I proclaim that you establish peace for me. I declare that this peace settles deeply into my body. I speak order into functions affected by stress. I reject internal conflict. Peace establishes healing naturally. Lord of mercy, I declare Micah 7:19, and I proclaim that you cast my burdens into the depths. I declare release from guilt and emotional weight affecting my health. I speak lightness into heavy places. I reject self-condemnation. Healing flows as burdens are removed. God who strengthens, I declare Nehemiah 8:10, and I proclaim that your joy is my strength. I declare that joy renews my physical energy. I speak emotional uplift that supports my body. I reject heaviness, draining vitality. Strength rises through joy. Ancient of Days, I declare Daniel 7:14, and I proclaim that your dominion is everlasting. I declare that sickness does not outrank your authority. I speak submission of my body to divine order. I reject fear of overpowering illness. Healing submits to your eternal rule. Lord, my refuge, I declare Psalm 61:3, and I proclaim that you are a strong tower for me. I declare safety over vulnerable systems. I speak protection where fear once entered. I reject exposure to harm. Healing is secured in refuge. God of renewal, I declare Isaiah 57:15, and I proclaim that you revive the spirit and restore the heart. I declare inner renewal producing outer healing. I speak vitality into weary places. I reject discouragement. Renewal flows from your presence. Lord who delivers, I declare Psalm 50:15, and I proclaim that you deliver me when I call. I declare intervention in every physical distress. I speak relief into pressure points. I reject delay. Deliverance is active now. God of light, I declare Psalm 36:9, and I proclaim that in your light, I see light. I declare clarity, replacing confusion in my body. I speak understanding into symptoms. I reject fear of the unknown. Healing becomes visible through illumination. Sovereign healer, I declare Revelation 21:4, and I proclaim that you wipe away pain and sorrow. I declare freedom from suffering's grip. I speak hope over lingering discomfort. I reject despair. Restoration moves me toward wholeness. Most High God, I declare Psalm 91:16, and I proclaim that you satisfy me with long life and reveal your salvation within my body. I declare that longevity is accompanied by strength, clarity, and vitality. I speak endurance into every system that has felt fragile or worn. I reject fear of early decline or shortened days. Life is unfolding fully under your promise. Lord of glory, I declare 1 Corinthians 6:19-20, and I proclaim that my body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. I declare that this temple is honored, protected, and restored by your presence. I speak reverence over every organ and system within me. I reject neglect or abuse of what belongs to you. Healing flows because your Spirit dwells within me. Faithful Redeemer, I declare Isaiah 43:1-2, and I proclaim that you call me by name, and I belong to you. I declare that sickness does not claim ownership over my body. I speak protection through waters and fires of trial. I reject fear of being overwhelmed. Restoration proceeds under your personal care. God who sustains, I declare Psalm 55:22, and I proclaim that you sustain me completely. I declare release from burdens that strain my body. I speak stability into weakened areas. I reject collapse under pressure. Strength is upheld by your sustaining hand. Lord of truth, I declare John 8:32, and I proclaim that truth sets me free. I declare freedom from lies that imprison my health. I speak liberation over my body and mind. I reject false beliefs that limit healing. Freedom manifests through truth. Mighty deliverer, I declare Exodus 23:25, and I proclaim that as I serve you, you bless my sustenance and remove sickness from me. I declare removal of illness and imbalance. I speak blessing over what nourishes my body. I reject contamination and depletion. Health is restored under your blessing. God of hope, I declare Romans 15:13, and I proclaim that you fill me with joy and peace as I trust you. I declare hope overflowing within me, strengthening my body. I speak expectancy over stagnation. I reject despair rooted in delay. Healing accelerates through hope. Lord, my banner, I declare Exodus 17:15, and I proclaim victory over every condition opposing my health. I declare triumph replacing struggle. I speak authority over symptoms and weakness. I reject defeat mentality. Victory stands under your banner. Compassionate King, I declare Psalm 145:8-9, and I proclaim that you are gracious and full of compassion. I declare mercy, touching sensitive and painful areas. I speak kindness into my healing process. I reject harshness and impatience. Restoration flows gently through compassion. God of breakthrough, I declare Micah 2:13, and I proclaim that you go before me and break through barriers. I declare obstacles dissolving within my body. I speak freedom over blocked or restricted functions. I reject resistance to healing. Breakthrough opens the way forward. Lord of peace, I declare Colossians 3:15, and I proclaim that your peace rules within me. I declare regulation over stress responses and internal rhythms. I speak harmony into my systems. I reject turmoil and imbalance. Healing flows where peace governs, ever-present God. I declare Psalm 46:10, and I proclaim stillness before you. I declare that stillness allows healing to work deeply. I speak rest into overworked systems. I reject frantic striving. Restoration unfolds in quiet trust. Righteous Judge, I declare Isaiah 30:18, and I proclaim that you wait to be gracious to me. I declare favor released over my healing journey. I speak patience and assurance. I reject feeling rushed or forgotten. Grace surrounds my recovery. Lord who provides, I declare Matthew 6:33, and I proclaim that as I seek you first, everything needed for my health is supplied. I declare provision of strength, clarity, and support. I speak sufficiency into every lack. I reject scarcity thinking. Healing resources are supplied abundantly. God of order, I declare 1 Corinthians 14:33, and I proclaim that you are not the author of confusion. I declare order restored within my body. I speak alignment into chaotic symptoms. I reject disorder and unpredictability. Healing brings structure and clarity. Lord who lifts, I declare Psalm 3:3, and I proclaim that you are the lifter of my head. I declare encouragement, replacing discouragement. I speak confidence into my posture and movement. I reject heaviness, pressing me down. Strength lifts me steadily. Almighty Restorer, I declare Isaiah 61:7, and I proclaim double restoration in place of loss. I declare compensation for what sickness took. I speak abundance over deficit. I reject permanent loss. Restoration multiplies beyond expectation. God eternal, I declare Hebrews 13:8, and I proclaim that you are the same yesterday, today, and forever. I declare consistency in your healing power. I speak confidence rooted in your unchanging nature. I reject uncertainty. Healing rests on eternal faithfulness. Sovereign Lord, I declare Psalm 18:24, and I proclaim that this day you have made is filled with purpose, life, and restoration for my body. I declare that today is not ruled by yesterday's pain or tomorrow's worries. I speak freshness into my strength and clarity into my thoughts. I reject dread and heaviness over this day. Healing is unfolding in the present moment you have given me. God of covenant, I declare Deuteronomy 31:8, and I proclaim that you go before me and never leave me. I declare that I am not walking through weakness or recovery alone. I speak courage where fear once whispered doubt. I reject abandonment and isolation. Restoration advances because you are present ahead of me. Lord of compassion, I declare Matthew 14:14, and I proclaim that you are moved with compassion and release healing. I declare that your compassion is touching every hurting place in my body. I speak relief into areas that have cried silently for help. I reject indifference and delay. Healing flows from your compassionate heart. God who watches, I declare Psalm 27:1, and I proclaim that unless you build, nothing truly stands. I declare that you are rebuilding my health with wisdom and precision. I speak stability into foundations that were shaken. I reject fear of collapse or failure. Restoration stands because you are the builder. Lord of power, I declare Luke 1:37, and I proclaim that nothing is impossible with you. I declare that even what appears unreachable medically is reachable by your hand. I speak divine intervention over complex conditions. I reject limitation thinking. Healing moves freely under divine possibility. Holy Deliverer, I declare Psalm 34:4, and I proclaim that you deliver me from all my fears. I declare that fear no longer governs my body's response. I speak calm into my nerves and assurance into my heart. I reject anxiety-driven symptoms. Healing strengthens as fear dissolves. God of restoration, I declare Amos 9:14, and I proclaim rebuilding where loss once existed. I declare that what sickness damaged is being repaired thoroughly. I speak renewal over weakened systems. I reject permanent destruction. Restoration rises steadily and complete. Lord, my strength, I declare Psalm 28:7, and I proclaim that you are my strength and shield. I declare protection around vulnerable areas of my body. I speak reinforcement where weakness tried to settle. I reject exposure to further harm. Strength surrounds me continually. Faithful Shepherd, I declare Isaiah 40:11, and I proclaim that you gently lead and carry those who are weak. I declare tender care over fragile areas of my body. I speak patience into my healing journey. I reject harshness and rushing. Healing unfolds gently under your guidance. God of light and truth, I declare Psalm 43:3, and I proclaim that your light and truth lead me. I declare clarity over confusing symptoms. I speak understanding, replacing uncertainty. I reject fear of the unknown. Healing becomes clearer under divine guidance. Lord who revives, I declare Habakkuk 3:2, and I proclaim revival in the midst of difficult seasons. I declare renewed strength during recovery. I speak awakening into tired systems. I reject stagnation. Life is being revived within me. God who answers, I declare Jeremiah 29:12, and I proclaim that when I call, you listen. I declare assurance that my prayers for healing are heard. I speak confidence into moments of waiting. I reject doubt about your attention. Healing is supported by divine response. Lord of glory and might, I declare Psalm 24:8, and I proclaim your authority over my body. I declare that no condition outranks your power. I speak submission of every system to divine order. I reject intimidation from symptoms. Healing aligns under your might. God of renewal, I declare Titus 3:5, and I proclaim renewal through mercy and restoration. I declare cleansing over processes affected by stress or imbalance. I speak fresh beginnings into my health. I reject shame or guilt. Renewal flows freely through grace. Lord of balance, I declare Ecclesiastes 3:1, and I proclaim the right timing for healing. I declare that my body responds in divine order and season. I speak patience, replacing frustration. I reject comparison with others. Healing unfolds at the appointed time. God who strengthens the inner being, I declare Ephesians 3:16, and I proclaim strengthening through your spirit. I declare inner strength, producing outward healing. I speak resilience into my physical frame. I reject inner weariness. Strength rises from within. Lord of peaceful authority, I declare Mark 4:39, and I proclaim calm over every internal storm. I declare peace, speaking to inflammation, tension, and imbalance. I speak stillness into chaotic responses. I reject inner turbulence. Healing deepens as peace settles. Eternal restorer, I declare Isaiah 64:8, and I proclaim that I am the work of your hands. I declare that you do not abandon what you create. I speak trust into every stage of healing. I reject fear of incompletion. Restoration continues because I belong to you. Majestic Creator, I declare Genesis 1:31, and I proclaim that everything you created was very good, including my body and its design. I declare that sickness does not redefine what you called good. I speak restoration back to original order and intention. I reject the belief that brokenness is permanent. Healing restores what you declared good from the beginning. Lord of breath and life, I declare Genesis 2:7, and I proclaim that you breathed life into humanity and made us living beings. I declare that your breath is renewing my lungs, my blood, and every system that carries oxygen and vitality. I speak fresh life into places that felt weak or restricted. I reject stagnation and lifelessness. Divine breath is restoring me now. God who sees the end from the beginning, I declare Isaiah 46:10, and I proclaim that my healing is already known and established in your plan. I declare that uncertainty does not surprise you or delay you. I speak confidence into every step of recovery. I reject fear of unknown outcomes. Restoration unfolds according to divine purpose. Lord of all authority, I declare Matthew 28:18, and I proclaim that all authority in heaven and on earth belongs to you. I declare that no sickness, condition, or symptom outranks your authority. I speak submission of my body to divine command. I reject rebellion of cells or systems. Healing aligns under supreme authority. God of living waters, I declare John 7:38, and I proclaim rivers of living water flowing from within me. I declare cleansing, hydration, and renewal moving through my body. I speak circulation and flow into stagnant areas. I reject dryness and blockage. Healing moves like a river through me. Lord who calms the soul, I declare Psalm 31:2, and I proclaim quietness and trust within my inner being. I declare that my body responds positively to calm and rest. I speak regulation into stress responses. I reject internal agitation. Healing deepens as stillness grows. God of overflowing grace, I declare Romans 5:20, and I proclaim that where weakness or sickness increased, grace increased much more. I declare that grace overpowers every limitation. I speak abundance replacing lack. I reject despair, rooted in severity. Healing multiplies through grace. Lord of renewal and washing, I declare Ephesians 5:26, and I proclaim cleansing through your living word. I declare purification of internal processes affected by imbalance. I speak freshness into every system. I reject buildup of toxins and dysfunction. Restoration flows through cleansing truth. God who strengthens the weak. I declare Isaiah 35:3-6, and I proclaim strengthening of weak hands and feeble knees. I declare mobility, stability and confidence, returning to my movements. I speak opening where restriction existed. I reject paralysis and fear of healing restores full function. Lord of gentle guidance, I declare Psalm 32:8, and I proclaim direction and instruction over my healing journey. I declare wisdom guiding daily choices, affecting my body. I speak alignment with healthy rhythms. I reject confusion and missteps. Restoration advances under divine guidance. God of abundant provision, I declare Psalm 23:5, and I proclaim overflow rather than scarcity. I declare nourishment reaching every part of my body. I speak sufficiency over deficiency. I reject depletion and lack. Healing flows from abundance. Lord who renews strength daily, I declare 2 Corinthians 4:16, and I proclaim renewal of my inner being day by day. I declare that even when the outer feels strained, inner strength is increasing. I speak resilience into every challenge. I reject discouragement from slow progress. Restoration continues steadily. God of unfailing love, I declare Psalm 36:25, and I proclaim that you give food to all flesh, and your mercy endures forever. I declare sustenance and care over my physical needs. I speak trust in your provision. I reject fear of neglect. Healing is supported by enduring mercy. Lord of divine order, I declare Colossians 1:17, and I proclaim that in you all things hold together. I declare cohesion and harmony, returning to my body. I speak unity where fragmentation occurred. I reject breakdown and disorder. Healing restores balance. God who lifts the weary, I declare Matthew 11:28-29, and I proclaim rest for my soul and body. I declare release from heavy burdens carried too long. I speak gentleness over strained muscles and nerves. I reject exhaustion as identity. Restoration flows through rest. Lord of spiritual strength, I declare 1 Timothy 4:8, and I proclaim value in godly discipline that benefits all things. I declare balance between effort and rest in my healing. I speak wisdom into daily practices. I reject extremes that harm recovery. Healing grows through healthy discipline. God who gives peace beyond understanding, I declare Isaiah 26:12, and I proclaim peace established within me. I declare that peace governs healing responses. I speak calm into inflammation and tension. I reject chaos and fear. Restoration is secured through peace. Eternal Potter, I declare Jeremiah 18:6, and I proclaim that I am clay in your hands. I declare reshaping where damage occurred. I speak trust in your careful process. I reject resistance to transformation. Healing continues as you lovingly remake me. Holy Redeemer, I declare Isaiah 53:4, and I proclaim that you have carried my griefs and borne my sorrows in full measure. I declare that nothing weighing on my body is foreign to you or outside your compassion. I speak relief into places that have silently carried pain for too long. I reject the belief that suffering must be endured without divine help. Healing unfolds because you have already carried what tried to burden. Lord of eternal mercy, I declare Psalm 103:8, and I proclaim that you are merciful, gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love. I declare that your mercy is touching my body with patience and kindness. I speak gentleness into every healing process that requires time. I reject self-judgment and impatience. Restoration flows through mercy that never runs dry. God of resurrection power, I declare John 11:25, and I proclaim that you are the resurrection and the life. I declare that nothing in my body is beyond revival or renewal. I speak life into dormant strength and weakened systems. I reject finality and decline. Healing rises through resurrection power at work within me. Lord who makes a way, I declare Isaiah 43:19, and I proclaim that you are doing a new thing even now. I declare that my healing is not limited by past patterns or outcomes. I speak emergence where stagnation once ruled. I reject the belief that change is impossible. Restoration is springing forth with divine creativity. Faithful shepherd of my soul, I declare 1 Peter 2:25, and I proclaim that I have returned to the shepherd and overseer of my soul. I declare attentive care over my inner life that influences my physical health. I speak alignment between soul peace and bodily restoration. I reject wandering thoughts that bring stress. Healing flows under shepherding oversight. Lord of unshakable kingdom, I declare Hebrews 12:28, and I proclaim that I receive a kingdom that cannot be shaken. I declare that my healing rests on something eternal and stable. I speak firmness into my confidence and expectations. I reject fear caused by instability. Restoration stands on an unshakable foundation. God of tender care, I declare Psalm 147:9, and I proclaim that you care for all living things with attention and provision. I declare that my physical needs are known and valued. I speak provision into every area requiring nourishment or support. I reject neglect or insignificance. Healing flows through divine care. Lord who heals the broken, I declare Isaiah 61:1, and I proclaim healing for broken places within me. I declare restoration where fractures once weakened my strength. I speak wholeness over every inner wound affecting my body. I reject fragmentation as my identity. Healing restores unity and strength. God of overflowing goodness, I declare Psalm 31:19, and I proclaim that your goodness stored for me is abundant. I declare that healing is part of that stored goodness. I speak expectation of overflow rather than scarcity. I reject small thinking. Restoration unfolds generously. Lord of perfect timing, I declare Habakkuk 2:3, and I proclaim that your promises do not delay or fail. I declare patience aligned with faith in my healing journey. I speak trust over frustration. I reject the fear that waiting means denial. Restoration arrives at the appointed time. God who establishes peace, I declare Isaiah 32:17, and I proclaim that righteousness produces peace and assurance forever. I declare that peace is stabilizing my healing processes. I speak calm into areas once inflamed by stress. I reject unrest. Healing deepens through peace-filled assurance. Lord of all wisdom, I declare James 1:5, and I proclaim that you give wisdom generously. I declare insight guiding every healing decision. I speak clarity into choices that affect my body. I reject confusion and fear-based decisions. Restoration is guided wisely. God who upholds me, I declare Psalm 37:17, and I proclaim that you sustain the righteous. I declare strength, supporting me when energy feels limited. I speak support beneath every effort to rise. I reject collapse. Healing is upheld by your hand. Lord of strength and song, I declare Isaiah 12:2, and I proclaim that you are my strength and my salvation. I declare that joy and confidence are returning to my body. I speak uplift into heaviness. I reject sorrow as a ruler. Restoration sings through strength. God who sees in secret, I declare Matthew 6:6, and I proclaim that you see hidden struggles and respond. I declare healing in places unseen by others. I speak comfort into private battles. I reject loneliness. Healing is released under divine attention. Lord of everlasting arms, I declare Deuteronomy 3:27, and I proclaim that you are my refuge underneath all weakness. I declare support when my strength feels insufficient. I speak safety into moments of vulnerability. I reject falling away. Restoration is carried by everlasting arms. God of complete work, I declare Philippians 1:6, and I proclaim that you complete what you begin. I declare confidence that my healing will not be abandoned halfway. I speak perseverance into the process. I reject fear of incompletion. Restoration continues until fulfillment. Sovereign Restorer, I declare Psalm 138:8, and I proclaim that you perfect everything that concerns me. I declare wholeness rather than partial recovery. I speak completion into every area still in progress. I reject unfinished healing. Restoration is perfected by your faithful hand. Everlasting King, I declare Psalm 90:14, and I proclaim that you satisfy me early with your mercy, so that I may rejoice and be glad all my days. I declare that mercy is filling my body with renewed joy and expectation. I speak gladness into places that have carried heaviness and fatigue. I reject bitterness and emotional weariness. Healing accelerates as joy strengthens my entire being. God of all comfort and assurance, I declare Isaiah 41:13, and I proclaim that you hold my right hand and tell me not to fear. I declare that fear is losing its grip over my body and thoughts. I speak reassurance into moments of vulnerability and weakness. I reject panic and anxiety-driven responses. Healing progresses under the security of your presence. Lord of gentle authority, I declare Psalm 29:4, and I proclaim that your voice is powerful and full of majesty. I declare that your voice speaks order into my body with authority and grace. I speak correction over systems that were misaligned. I reject disorder and internal confusion. Healing responds to the commanding voice of divine authority. God who is near to the broken, I declare Psalm 34:18, and I proclaim that you are close to the brokenhearted and save those crushed in spirit. I declare healing over emotional wounds that have impacted my physical strength. I speak comfort into deep places that words could not reach. I reject despair and emotional isolation. Restoration flows as you draw near with compassion. Lord of enduring strength, I declare Isaiah 26:4, and I proclaim that you are an everlasting rock. I declare stability beneath my healing journey, even when progress feels slow. I speak firmness into my confidence and resolve. I reject insecurity and shifting hope. Healing stands secure upon an unchanging foundation. God of living hope, I declare 1 Peter 1:3, and I proclaim new birth into a living hope through resurrection power. I declare that hope is refreshing my body with expectation and resilience. I speak forward vision, replacing fear of stagnation. I reject hopeless narratives formed by past experiences. Healing is sustained through living hope. Lord who restores joy, I declare Psalm 51:12, and I proclaim restoration of joy that strengthens my inner life. I declare joy flowing into my body as nourishment and energy. I speak uplift into emotional heaviness, affecting my health. I reject sorrow as a permanent state. Restoration is supported by renewed joy. God of divine balance, I declare Proverbs 3:7-8, and I proclaim health and nourishment to my bones through reverence and wisdom. I declare that honoring you brings balance into my physical frame. I speak alignment over skeletal and structural systems. I reject tension caused by fear or pride. Healing stabilizes my body with wisdom. Lord who watches over my steps, I declare Psalm 21:8, and I proclaim your protection over every movement and transition. I declare safety as my body regains strength and mobility. I speak confidence into walking, standing, and movement. I reject fear of regression or injury. Healing unfolds under divine oversight. God of overflowing strength, I declare Isaiah 40:31, and I proclaim renewed strength that lifts me beyond weariness. I declare endurance flowing into muscles and energy reserves. I speak vitality replacing fatigue. I reject collapse under prolonged strain. Healing rises as strength is renewed. Lord of divine light, I declare Psalm 27:1, and I proclaim that you are my light and salvation. I declare illumination over confusing symptoms and unclear sensations. I speak clarity replacing uncertainty. I reject fear-driven imagination. Healing advances in the presence of divine light. God who is faithful in all seasons. I declare Lamentations 3:1-3, and I proclaim that you do not willingly bring affliction. I declare that suffering does not define your intent toward me. I speak assurance into moments of trial. I reject the belief that pain is punishment. Healing flows from steadfast love. Lord of sustaining grace, I declare 2 Corinthians 12:9, and I proclaim that your grace is sufficient and your power is made perfect in weakness. I declare that even weak moments are opportunities for divine strength. I speak acceptance without defeat. I reject shame over limitation. Healing deepens through grace-filled strength. God who directs my path, I declare Psalm 37:5, and I proclaim trust in you with every step of recovery. I declare surrender of timelines and outcomes. I speak confidence into the journey rather than the destination. I reject control driven by fear. Healing unfolds as I commit my way to you. Lord of divine care, I declare Matthew 6:26, and I proclaim that I am valued and provided for. I declare reassurance that my health matters deeply to you. I speak trust into daily provision for my body. I reject worry and scarcity thinking. Healing is supported by divine care. God who renews the inner person, I declare Ephesians 4:23, and I proclaim renewal in the spirit of my mind. I declare that renewed thinking is aligning my body with truth. I speak transformation over old mental patterns. I reject self-sabotage and fear. Healing responds to renewed inner alignment. Lord of protective covering, I declare Psalm 5:12, and I proclaim favor surrounding me like a shield. I declare protection over vulnerable areas. I speak safety into moments of exposure. I reject fear of attack or setback. Healing remains protected under divine favor, God of full restoration. I declare Acts 3:19-21, and I proclaim times of refreshing coming from your presence. I declare refreshment flowing into every exhausted place. I speak renewal beyond temporary relief. I reject dryness and depletion. Restoration deepens through divine refreshing. Divine Master and Healer, I declare Psalm 35, and I proclaim that though pain may endure for a moment, joy comes with restoration and renewal. I declare that suffering is not my final state and does not have authority over my future. I speak hope into moments that once felt heavy or discouraging. I reject the belief that hardship defines my destiny. Healing is unfolding as joy rises steadily within me. Lord of perfect care, I declare Matthew 9:35, and I proclaim that you go about healing every disease and every affliction with compassion and authority. I declare that no condition within my body is overlooked or excluded. I speak comprehensive healing over visible and hidden weaknesses. I reject the idea of partial restoration. Healing moves thoroughly and completely under your care. God of steadfast presence, I declare Psalm 46:11, and I proclaim that you are with me and exalted over all circumstances. I declare that your nearness brings calm and stability to my body. I speak reassurance into moments of uncertainty. I reject fear that tries to unsettle my healing journey. Restoration strengthens as I rest in your presence, Lord who strengthens the weary. I declare Isaiah 28:12, and I proclaim rest for those who are tired and burdened. I declare that my body is learning to respond to rest instead of strain. I speak renewal into muscles, nerves, and systems that have been overworked. I reject exhaustion as my identity. Healing deepens through restorative rest. God of gentle correction, I declare Hebrews 12:11, and I proclaim that discipline produces peaceful fruit of righteousness and wholeness. I declare that every adjustment you bring leads toward healing and balance. I speak openness to growth and correction. I reject resistance rooted in fear. Restoration matures through gentle guidance. Lord of living strength, I declare Psalm 84:5, and I proclaim strength found in you alone. I declare that my energy is replenished by trust rather than effort. I speak resilience into my daily activities. I reject depletion driven by worry. Healing grows as strength flows from you. God who restores the broken places, I declare Isaiah 58:12, and I proclaim rebuilding where foundations were damaged. I declare structural integrity returning to my body. I speak repair over long-standing weaknesses. I reject permanent fracture or loss. Restoration rebuilds what time once eroded. Lord of constant renewal, I declare 2 Corinthians 3:18, and I proclaim transformation from glory to glory. I declare progressive healing that continues steadily. I speak patience with visible improvement. I reject discouragement from gradual change. Healing advances through ongoing renewal. God of deep peace, I declare John 16:33, and I proclaim peace even in challenging moments. I declare that peace stabilizes my internal responses. I speak calm into inflammation and tension. I reject inner turmoil. Healing strengthens under peace-filled assurance. Lord of everlasting help, I declare Psalm 21:1-2, and I proclaim help coming from you alone. I declare that assistance arrives at the right moment. I speak relief into times of strain. I reject helplessness. Healing is supported by divine help. God who revives strength, I declare Isaiah 57:19, and I proclaim restoration of comfort and peace. I declare renewal over emotional and physical fatigue. I speak vitality returning gradually and steadily. I reject depletion as permanent. Healing revives what was weary. Lord of truthful assurance, I declare Psalm 33:4, and I proclaim that your word is right and faithful. I declare trust in every promise spoken over my health. I speak certainty, replacing doubt. I reject fear-based uncertainty. Healing rests on unwavering truth. God of gentle compassion, I declare Lamentations 3:32, and I proclaim compassion following hardship. I declare mercy surrounding my healing process. I speak kindness into each stage of recovery. I reject harsh self-judgment. Healing unfolds through compassionate care. Lord of divine timing, I declare Ecclesiastes 3:11, and I proclaim beauty in its time. I declare patience aligned with trust. I speak peace into waiting seasons. I reject frustration with progress. Healing unfolds perfectly in divine timing. God who upholds the weak, I declare Psalm 45:20, and I proclaim preservation and care. I declare protection over fragile systems. I speak safety into vulnerable moments. I reject fear of collapse. Healing is upheld by divine power. Lord of inner renewal, I declare Romans 12:1, and I proclaim offering my body as a living vessel of restoration. I declare alignment between mind, body, and spirit. I speak harmony over internal conflict. I reject disconnection. Healing grows through surrender. God of abundant life, I declare John 5:6, and I proclaim wholeness, replacing long-standing weakness. I declare that willingness to be healed brings change. I speak readiness to receive restoration. I reject resignation. Healing responds to openness and faith. Lord of final completion, I declare Colossians 2:10, and I proclaim fullness in you. I declare nothing lacking in my restoration. I speak completion over every remaining weakness. I reject partial healing. Wholeness is being fully established. Heavenly Architect of life, I declare Psalm 27:3, and I proclaim that life itself is your precious gift and not a burden to be endured. I declare that my body was designed to carry life, strength, and purpose. I speak reverence over every function you entrusted to me. I reject the thought that my body was created for sickness. Healing aligns my body back to its original purpose. Lord of unfailing kindness, I declare Isaiah 54:8, and I proclaim that with everlasting compassion you draw me close. I declare that your kindness surrounds my healing journey without interruption. I speak reassurance into moments of vulnerability. I reject fear of abandonment or rejection. Restoration flows through enduring kindness. God who renews the inmost being, I declare Psalm 51:10, and I proclaim renewal of heart and spirit. I declare that inner renewal is producing outward healing. I speak cleansing over emotional residues affecting my body. I reject heaviness carried from the past. Healing deepens as my inner life is renewed. Lord of steady progress, I declare Proverbs 4:18, and I proclaim that my path shines brighter with each step forward. I declare gradual improvement without regression. I speak confidence in steady healing rather than instant pressure. I reject discouragement from slow progress. Restoration advances with increasing clarity and strength. God of sacred order, I declare Leviticus 26:6, and I proclaim peace and safety within my land and body. I declare rest without fear and calm without disturbance. I speak regulation over rhythms of rest and activity. I reject chaos and instability. Healing flourishes under divine order. Lord who restores confidence, I declare Psalm 11:12:7, and I proclaim freedom from fear of bad news. I declare trust anchoring my emotions. I speak stability into my thoughts when reports arise. I reject anxiety driven by information overload. Healing strengthens as confidence is restored. God of gentle strength, I declare Isaiah 30:15, and I proclaim strength found in quietness and trust. I declare that my body responds to peace rather than pressure. I speak calm into overstimulated systems. I reject striving and force. Healing grows in still trust. Lord of renewed vision, I declare Habakkuk 2:2:2, and I proclaim clarity over my healing journey. I declare understanding replacing confusion. I speak direction into decisions affecting my body. I reject fear of missteps. Restoration is guided by clear vision. God of restful assurance, I declare Exodus 33:14, and I proclaim your presence giving me rest. I declare relief from inner tension and overthinking. I speak comfort into tired places. I reject restlessness. Healing deepens as rest settles in. Lord who carries the weak, I declare Isaiah 46:3-4, and I proclaim that you carry me even when strength feels low. I declare support under every moment of weakness. I speak reassurance into dependency without shame. I reject fear of being a burden. Healing continues because I am carried by you. God of overflowing peace, I declare Romans 8:6, and I proclaim life and peace through alignment with your spirit. I declare regulation over stress responses. I speak peace into inflammation and tension. I reject chaos driven by fear. Healing stabilizes through peace-filled alignment. Lord of faithful instruction, I declare Psalm 25:9, and I proclaim guidance for the humble. I declare wisdom, shaping daily choices for healing. I speak openness to instruction. I reject stubbornness and self-reliance. Restoration grows through gentle guidance. God of protective mercy, I declare Psalm 91:11, and I proclaim angels guarding me in all my ways. I declare protection over recovery moments. I speak safety into vulnerability. I reject fear of sudden harm. Healing remains shielded under divine care. Lord of strengthened bones, I declare Proverbs 15:30, and I proclaim refreshment, bringing strength to my body. I declare nourishment, reaching deep structures. I speak vitality into skeletal systems. I reject brittleness and weakness. Healing strengthens from the inside out. God who crowns with compassion, I declare Psalm 65:11, and I proclaim goodness crowning my days. I declare positive expectation over each day of recovery. I speak hope, replacing dread. I reject heaviness over time. Healing is crowned with goodness. Lord of divine nearness, I declare Psalm 145:18, and I proclaim closeness to all who call on you. I declare intimacy in moments of prayer and reflection. I speak comfort into quiet moments. I reject loneliness. Healing unfolds under divine nearness. God of continual renewal, I declare Isaiah 40:29, and I proclaim strength given to the weary. I declare empowerment when energy feels low. I speak renewal into fatigue. I reject hopeless exhaustion. Healing is replenished by divine strength. Lord of finished purpose, I declare Romans 8:28, and I proclaim good emerging from every challenge. I declare confidence that my healing journey has meaning. I speak trust into the process. I reject despair. Restoration works together for good. Divine guardian of my days, I declare Psalm 31:15, and I proclaim that my times are fully in your hands and not controlled by fear or uncertainty. I declare that every stage of my healing is held within your wisdom and care. I speak peace into concerns about timing and progress. I reject anxiety about how long restoration may take. Healing unfolds securely because my life is entrusted to you. Lord of abundant mercy, I declare Nehemiah 9:31, and I proclaim that in your great compassion, you do not abandon or destroy. I declare that even in weakness, I am preserved by mercy. I speak reassurance into moments where discouragement tries to rise. I reject fear of being forgotten. Healing continues because mercy sustains me. God who dwells within, I declare 1 Corinthians 3:16, and I proclaim that your spirit lives within me. I declare that divine presence is actively influencing my body toward restoration. I speak holiness and life into every internal process. I reject the idea that my body is empty or unsupported. Healing flows because your spirit dwells within me. Lord of patient restoration, I declare Psalm 40:17, and I proclaim that you think upon me continually. I declare that my healing is not rushed, yet never neglected. I speak patience over frustration and trust over urgency. I reject pressure to force outcomes. Restoration progresses under thoughtful care. God of gentle awakening, I declare Isaiah 52:1, and I proclaim strength rising within me. I declare renewed alertness and vitality entering my body. I speak awakening into areas that felt dormant. I reject sluggishness and heaviness. Healing stirs life back into motion. Lord who rebuilds the ruins, I declare Amos 9:11, and I proclaim rebuilding where damage once stood. I declare structural healing over weakened foundations. I speak restoration over long-standing conditions. I reject permanence of damage. Healing rebuilds with strength and purpose. God of trustworthy paths, I declare Proverbs 16:9, and I proclaim that you direct my steps. I declare confidence in each decision affecting my health. I speak alignment between my intentions and your guidance. I reject fear of choosing wrongly. Healing advances under divine direction. Lord of refreshing presence, I declare Acts 3:20, and I proclaim times of refreshing from your presence. I declare renewal flowing into weary systems. I speak refreshment beyond temporary relief. I reject dryness and depletion. Healing deepens as refreshment comes. God of resilient hope, I declare Romans 5:5, and I proclaim hope that does not disappoint. I declare resilience rising even when progress feels slow. I speak endurance into my healing journey. I reject discouragement born of waiting. Healing is strengthened by steadfast hope. Lord of quiet confidence, I declare Psalm 112:8, and I proclaim a heart that is steady and unafraid. I declare emotional stability supporting physical healing. I speak calm assurance over anxious reactions. I reject fear-driven setbacks. Healing progresses through steady confidence. God who strengthens the inner core, I declare Isaiah 41:10, and I proclaim divine support and strength. I declare reinforcement under every weak area. I speak courage where fear once lived. I reject trembling and uncertainty. Healing is upheld by divine strength. Lord of clear understanding, I declare Psalm 19:105, and I proclaim light guiding every step. I declare clarity over symptoms and sensations. I speak understanding replacing confusion. I reject fear of the unknown. Healing advances through illuminated truth. God of quiet healing, I declare 1 Kings 19:12, and I proclaim your gentle whisper over loud fear. I declare subtle yet powerful restoration at work. I speak trust in unseen progress. I reject the need for dramatic signs. Healing works steadily in stillness. Lord who establishes stability, I declare Psalm 37:23-24, and I proclaim support even if I stumble. I declare resilience when strength wavers. I speak confidence in recovery after setbacks. I reject despair over momentary weakness. Healing steadies my steps. God of daily renewal, I declare 2 Corinthians 1:3-4, and I proclaim comfort that strengthens endurance. I declare encouragement renewing my body and spirit. I speak perseverance into long processes. I reject emotional fatigue. Healing is sustained through comfort. Lord of protective wisdom, I declare Proverbs 2:11, and I proclaim discretion, guarding my heart and body. I declare wise boundaries, supporting healing. I speak protection against harmful influences. I reject recklessness. Healing is preserved through wisdom. God of reassuring presence, I declare Joshua 1:9, and I proclaim courage rooted in your nearness. I declare boldness, replacing fear. I speak strength into moments of uncertainty. I reject intimidation. Healing continues confidently. Lord of purposeful completion, I declare Ecclesiastes 7:8, and I proclaim the end better than the beginning. I declare improvement beyond my starting point. I speak hope into the final outcome. I reject fear of regression. Restoration finishes stronger than it began. Great sustainer of life, I declare Psalm 54:4, and I proclaim that you are the one who upholds my life when strength feels fragile. I declare that my body is supported by a power far greater than my own effort. I speak stability into moments when weakness tries to shake my confidence. I reject fear of collapse or failure. Healing continues because you actively sustain me. Lord of steady faithfulness, I declare Deuteronomy 7:9, and I proclaim that you keep covenant and mercy for generations. I declare that your promises concerning my health are dependable and unchanging. I speak trust into every stage of my healing journey. I reject doubt formed by delay. Restoration stands on covenant faithfulness. God who watches over the inner being, I declare Psalm 26:2, and I proclaim that you examine my heart and mind with care. I declare purification of thoughts that affect my body. I speak alignment between inner peace and physical health. I reject hidden stress and unspoken fear. Healing deepens as inner balance is restored. Lord of renewed courage, I declare Psalm 38:3, and I proclaim that when I call, you answer and strengthen my soul. I declare courage rising even in challenging moments. I speak boldness replacing hesitation. I reject shrinking back under pressure. Healing advances with renewed courage. God of gentle leading, I declare Isaiah 48:17, and I proclaim that you teach me what is best and lead me in the way I should go. I declare wisdom shaping habits that support healing. I speak obedience that brings life and strength. I reject resistance to divine instruction. Restoration flows through gentle leading. Lord of quiet assurance, I declare Psalm 31:1, and I proclaim humility and calm within my soul. I declare release from internal striving that exhausts my body. I speak rest into emotional tension. I reject overthinking and pressure. Healing unfolds through quiet trust. God of safe refuge, I declare Psalm 46:7, and I proclaim that you are with me and my fortress. I declare protection surrounding my healing process. I speak safety into vulnerable moments. I reject fear of harm or interruption. Restoration remains secure within refuge. Lord, who strengthens daily, I declare Psalm 68:19, and I proclaim that you bear my burdens day after day. I declare relief from accumulated strain. I speak endurance into my body without heaviness. I reject fatigue caused by carrying too much alone. Healing is supported by daily strength. God of overflowing grace, I declare Hebrews 4:16, and I proclaim confident access to grace in times of need. I declare help arriving precisely when required. I speak assurance into moments of weakness. I reject fear of asking or receiving. Healing is supplied through abundant grace. Lord of wise foundations, I declare Proverbs 24:3-4, and I proclaim wisdom building and strengthening my inner structure. I declare solid foundations beneath my health. I speak reinforcement where cracks once formed. I reject instability. Healing is built wisely and securely. God of peaceful strength, I declare Isaiah 32:18, and I proclaim dwelling in peaceful habitation. I declare calm regulating my physical responses. I speak serenity into restless systems. I reject agitation and tension. Healing flourishes in peaceful dwelling. Lord, who guides the humble, I declare Psalm 47:6, and I proclaim that you lift the humble and support the weak. I declare humility opening the door to healing. I speak openness to receive help. I reject pride that resists restoration. Healing grows through humility. God of renewed perspective, I declare 2 Corinthians 4:18, and I proclaim focus on what is unseen and eternal. I declare freedom from fixation on symptoms. I speak faith shaping my perception. I reject discouragement from visible challenges. Healing strengthens through eternal perspective. Lord of encouraging presence, I declare Psalm 94:19, and I proclaim comfort when anxiety rises within me. I declare consolation, calming my nervous system. I speak peace, replacing racing thoughts. I reject inner turmoil. Healing stabilizes through divine encouragement. God of protective boundaries, I declare Proverbs 4:23, and I proclaim guarding my heart with diligence. I declare emotional protection supporting physical healing. I speak discernment over influences that affect my peace. I reject harmful input. Healing is preserved through guardedness. Lord of restored confidence, I declare Job 11:18, and I proclaim security and hope returning. I declare confidence growing as strength returns. I speak assurance replacing fear. I reject dread of the future. Healing restores confidence steadily. God of gentle renewal, I declare Isaiah 57:10, and I proclaim renewed strength instead of weariness. I declare perseverance even when energy feels stretched. I speak encouragement into tired places. I reject giving up. Healing continues through renewed strength. Lord of faithful completion, I declare Psalm 33:11, and I proclaim that your plans stand firm forever. I declare confidence in the final outcome of my healing. I speak trust in divine purpose. I reject uncertainty. Restoration moves steadily toward completion. Supreme keeper of my soul, I declare Psalm 21:5-6, and I proclaim that you are my keeper who watches over me day and night without ceasing. I declare that no moment of my healing journey escapes your attention. I speak protection over my body from hidden harm and unseen strain. I reject fear of setbacks caused by what I cannot control. Healing advances under constant divine watchfulness. Lord of steadfast love, I declare Psalm 33:22, and I proclaim that your unfailing love rests upon me as I place my hope in you. I declare that love is actively supporting my physical restoration. I speak assurance into moments when progress feels slow. I reject the lie that love withdraws during difficulty. Healing is strengthened through steadfast love. God who orders my steps gently. I declare Psalm 37:5-6, and I proclaim trust in you with every stage of recovery. I declare surrender of timelines, expectations, and outcomes. I speak peace into uncertainty about results. I reject striving and self-pressure. Healing unfolds as I commit my way to you. Lord of calm authority, I declare Psalm 65:7, and I proclaim that you still the roaring of storms. I declare calm, settling into systems affected by stress and tension. I speak quietness into inflammation and internal agitation. I reject chaos within my body. Healing deepens as divine calm prevails. God of strengthened hearts, I declare Psalm 27:14, and I proclaim courage, rising as I wait upon you. I declare resilience, strengthening my inner life. I speak endurance into prolonged processes. I reject discouragement, born of delay. Healing is reinforced through patient strength. Lord of quiet restoration, I declare Ruth 2:12, and I proclaim refuge under your wings. I declare safety in moments of vulnerability. I speak shelter over sensitive areas of recovery. I reject exposure to harm or fear. Healing remains protected under divine covering. God of daily nourishment, I declare Matthew 4:4, and I proclaim sustenance beyond physical food. I declare that your word nourishes my body and spirit. I speak vitality into weakened places. I reject depletion and dryness. Healing is sustained through divine nourishment. Lord of true freedom, I declare Galatians 5:1, and I proclaim release from bondage to fear and limitation. I declare freedom influencing my physical responses. I speak openness into restricted areas. I reject confinement as identity. Healing expands through freedom. God who refreshes the weary, I declare Jeremiah 31:25, and I proclaim satisfaction for the weary soul. I declare relief, reaching deeply into fatigue. I speak renewal over exhaustion. I reject chronic weariness. Healing refreshes what was drained. Lord of peaceful assurance, I declare Psalm 4:4, and I proclaim rest without fear. I declare emotional calm, stabilizing physical processes. I speak trust into nighttime rest and quiet moments. I reject anxious reflection. Healing grows through peaceful assurance. God of everlasting arms, I declare Isaiah 41:9, and I proclaim that you hold me firmly and do not cast me away. I declare security even when strength feels low. I speak reassurance into moments of doubt. I reject fear of rejection. Healing continues because I am held. Lord of gentle wisdom, I declare James 3:17, and I proclaim wisdom that is peaceable and gentle. I declare healing guided by wisdom rather than pressure. I speak clarity into decisions affecting my health. I reject confusion and harshness. Restoration follows gentle wisdom. God, who sustains the faithful, I declare Psalm 37:28, and I proclaim preservation for those who trust you. I declare continuity of healing without interruption. I speak confidence into ongoing progress. I reject fear of reversal. Healing remains sustained. Lord of renewed vision, I declare Proverbs 29:18, and I proclaim clarity that guides forward movement. I declare hope, shaping my outlook. I speak vision beyond current symptoms. I reject stagnation. Healing advances with renewed perspective. God of gentle correction and growth, I declare Psalm 94:12, and I proclaim learning that leads to peace. I declare acceptance of growth during healing. I speak maturity into my response to challenges. I reject frustration. Healing strengthens through understanding. Lord of quiet strength, I declare Isaiah 37, and I proclaim strength found in rest. I declare energy replenished through stillness. I speak restoration into tired systems. I reject frantic effort. Healing deepens through rest. God of hopeful endurance, I declare Romans 8:25, and I proclaim patience anchored in hope. I declare steady perseverance without despair. I speak calm confidence into waiting seasons. I reject hopeless urgency. Healing continues with endurance. Lord of perfect completion, I declare Psalm 18:32, and I proclaim strength that equips me fully. I declare confidence in complete restoration. I speak assurance into remaining weakness. I reject incompletion. Restoration moves steadily toward wholeness. Almighty Watcher over my life, I declare Psalm 39:5, and I proclaim that you surround me behind and before and lay your hand upon me with intention. I declare that my healing is enclosed within your careful oversight and protection. I speak assurance into moments where vulnerability tries to create fear. I reject the thought that anything in my body is exposed or unattended. Healing advances because I am fully surrounded by your presence. Lord of steady compassion, I declare Isaiah 49:15, and I proclaim that your care for me does not fade or forget. I declare that even when I feel weak or overlooked, your attention remains constant. I speak comfort into places shaped by abandonment or neglect. I reject fear of being forgotten in my healing process. Restoration is supported by unfailing compassion. God who establishes peace within, I declare Psalm 85:8, and I proclaim peace spoken over my inner being. I declare that peace is settling into every system affected by stress. I speak calm into reactions that once felt uncontrollable. I reject agitation and inner unrest. Healing deepens as peace takes root. Lord of gentle persistence, I declare Galatians 6:9, and I proclaim encouragement to not grow weary in doing good. I declare perseverance during long seasons of recovery. I speak strength into moments when patience is tested. I reject discouragement from slow change. Healing progresses through faithful persistence. God of clear direction, I declare Isaiah 58:11, and I proclaim guidance that satisfies my needs. I declare nourishment reaching even dry and weary places. I speak vitality into areas lacking strength. I reject wandering without direction. Healing advances under guided clarity. Lord who reassures the heart, I declare Psalm 62:5, and I proclaim quiet rest for my soul in you alone. I declare release from internal striving that drains my body. I speak rest into anxious thought patterns. I reject pressure to force outcomes. Healing unfolds through settled trust. God of constant help, I declare Hebrews 13:5, and I proclaim that you never leave or forsake me. I declare companionship in every moment of healing. I speak comfort into loneliness and fear. I reject isolation. Restoration continues because I am never alone. Lord of renewed strength, I declare Psalm 73:26, and I proclaim that you are the strength of my heart when my flesh feels weak. I declare inner strength rising despite physical fatigue. I speak reliance on divine strength rather than self-effort. I reject despair when energy wanes. Healing is sustained by strength that comes from you. God who guards my mind, I declare Philippians 4:7, and I proclaim peace guarding my thoughts and emotions. I declare protection over mental pathways that affect physical health. I speak calm into racing thoughts. I reject mental unrest. Healing is supported by guarded peace. Lord of gentle awakening, I declare Isaiah 51:9, and I proclaim renewed strength awakening within me. I declare revival of courage and vitality. I speak movement into areas that felt dormant. I reject stagnation. Healing stirs life back into action. God of faithful instruction, I declare Psalm 11:33, and I proclaim understanding that guides my steps. I declare wisdom shaping daily decisions that support healing. I speak teachability over resistance. I reject confusion. Restoration grows through understanding. Lord of balanced living, I declare Ecclesiastes 7:12, and I proclaim wisdom as protection and life. I declare balance, supporting my recovery. I speak moderation over extremes. I reject habits that harm healing. Healing is preserved through wise living. God who lifts the downcast, I declare Psalm 145:14, and I proclaim that you lift all who are bowed down. I declare strength, returning when discouragement presses in. I speak uplift into heavy moments. I reject remaining bent under pressure. Healing lifts me steadily. Lord of safe refuge, I declare Nahum 1:7, and I proclaim goodness and protection for those who trust you. I declare safety over my healing journey. I speak reassurance into uncertainty. I reject fear of harm. Restoration remains secure in refuge. God of renewed confidence, I declare Job 22:28, and I proclaim success in what is decreed. I declare confidence, replacing doubt. I speak authority over fear-filled expectations. I reject pessimism. Healing aligns with confident declaration. Lord of inner stability, I declare Psalm 11:12:6, and I proclaim steadiness that cannot be shaken. I declare emotional stability supporting physical healing. I speak consistency into daily progress. I reject instability. Healing continues firmly. God of patient endurance, I declare Hebrews 10:36, and I proclaim endurance to receive promises. I declare perseverance without frustration. I speak calm resolve into waiting seasons. I reject giving up. Healing continues through endurance. Lord of full completion, I declare Psalm 57:2, and I proclaim fulfillment of divine purpose in my life. I declare confidence that healing will reach completion. I speak assurance into unfinished areas. I reject fear of incompletion. Restoration moves steadily toward wholeness. Ever-present Lord of my journey, I declare Psalm 16:8, and I proclaim that because you are always before me, I will not be shaken in my body or in my faith. I declare that your nearness brings stability to every system that has felt uncertain or fragile. I speak firmness into areas that once trembled under pressure. I reject instability caused by fear or anticipation. Healing strengthens as your presence remains constantly before me. God of unfailing guidance, I declare Isaiah 42:16, and I proclaim that you lead even through unfamiliar paths without abandoning me. I declare clarity where confusion once slowed my healing. I speak light into places that felt dark or uncertain. I reject fear of the unknown process. Restoration advances as you guide each step. Lord who renews courage daily, I declare Psalm 31:24, and I proclaim strength rising within my heart. I declare resilience, growing even when progress feels gradual. I speak boldness into moments of hesitation. I reject discouragement born from comparison. Healing moves forward through renewed courage. God of gentle restoration, I declare Jeremiah 33:3, and I proclaim revelation and healing beyond what I could imagine. I declare insight into my body's needs and responses. I speak understanding replacing anxiety. I reject fear driven by lack of answers. Healing unfolds through revealed wisdom. Lord of calm authority over all things, I declare Mark 4:39, and I proclaim peace spoken over every internal storm. I declare calm settling into inflammation, tension, and imbalance. I speak stillness into systems overwhelmed by stress. I reject chaos as my condition. Healing deepens as peace obeys divine authority. God who strengthens the weary soul, I declare Psalm 34:19, and I proclaim deliverance from every affliction. I declare that no challenge is permanent or victorious over me. I speak relief into prolonged discomfort. I reject hopeless thinking. Healing progresses through divine deliverance. Lord of steady renewal, I declare Isaiah 61:3, and I proclaim beauty rising where heaviness once rested. I declare emotional renewal supporting physical restoration. I speak joy replacing sorrow in my body's responses. I reject despair rooted in the past. Healing blossoms through renewal. God of safe direction, I declare Proverbs 3:5-6, and I proclaim trust beyond my own understanding. I declare surrender of control over outcomes. I speak confidence into decisions guided by you. I reject leaning on fear-driven logic. Healing advances as paths are made straight. Lord of sustaining peace, I declare Colossians 3:15, and I proclaim peace ruling my heart and body. I declare regulation over stress reactions and internal rhythms. I speak harmony into misaligned systems. I reject turmoil. Healing stabilizes under peaceful rule. God who provides inner strength. I declare Ephesians 6:10, and I proclaim strength in you rather than self-effort. I declare empowerment, replacing fatigue. I speak endurance into long days of recovery. I reject depletion from striving alone. Healing is supported by divine strength, Lord of quiet confidence. I declare Psalm 27:3, and I proclaim fearlessness even when challenges arise. I declare calm confidence shaping my healing mindset. I speak steadiness into my body's responses. I reject panic. Healing grows through confident trust. God of restorative truth, I declare John 17:17, and I proclaim sanctification through truth. I declare truth, correcting false beliefs about my body. I speak alignment between truth and physical response. I reject lies that weaken faith. Healing is reinforced by truth. Lord who watches over my rest, I declare Psalm 4:8, and I proclaim peaceful sleep under your protection. I declare restoration happening even while I rest. I speak renewal into my nervous system. I reject restless nights. Healing continues through restorative rest. God of daily encouragement, I declare Psalm 94:18, and I proclaim support when my strength falters. I declare reassurance lifting me when I feel unsteady. I speak encouragement into vulnerable moments. I reject falling into despair. Healing is upheld by encouragement, Lord of balanced strength. I declare Isaiah 30:18, and I proclaim grace waiting to meet me. I declare favor surrounding my healing timeline. I speak patience without frustration. I reject rushing ahead. Healing unfolds through gracious timing. God who anchors hope, I declare Hebrews 6:19, and I proclaim hope as a secure anchor for my soul. I declare stability even when progress fluctuates. I speak assurance into uncertainty. I reject drifting thoughts. Healing is anchored in hope. Lord of gentle endurance, I declare James 1:4, and I proclaim perseverance producing completeness. I declare maturity forming through the healing process. I speak endurance without bitterness. I reject impatience. Healing strengthens me fully. Lord of final wholeness, I declare 3 John 1:2, and I proclaim your desire for my health and well-being. I declare prosperity of body aligning with peace of soul. I speak expectation of full restoration. I reject partial healing. Wholeness is being established according to your will, sovereign keeper of my path. I declare Psalm 37:5, and I proclaim that as I commit my way to you, you actively work on my behalf. I declare that my healing is not passive, but is being carried forward by your faithful action. I speak trust into every step that feels uncertain or slow. I reject the urge to control outcomes through fear. Restoration advances because my path is fully entrusted to you, Lord of gentle nearness. I declare Isaiah 66:13, and I proclaim comfort that soothes deeply like a caring presence. I declare that this comfort reaches beyond emotions into my physical body. I speak tenderness into places that have held long-standing pain. I reject hardness, formed through prolonged struggle. Healing flows through compassionate closeness. God who restores confidence, I declare Psalm 38:7, and I proclaim preservation even when challenges surround me. I declare renewed confidence, rising despite pressure. I speak courage into moments where fear once dictated my reactions. I reject shrinking back. Healing moves forward with strengthened confidence. Lord of divine awareness, I declare Psalm 39:23-24, and I proclaim that you search and know my inner life. I declare exposure and release of hidden stress affecting my body. I speak freedom from internal tension. I reject carrying unseen burdens. Healing deepens as inner peace is restored. God of patient strength, I declare Isaiah 40:29, and I proclaim strength given to those who feel weak. I declare empowerment rising when my energy feels low. I speak encouragement to moments of fatigue. I reject hopeless exhaustion. Healing is replenished through divine strength. Lord of quiet assurance, I declare Psalm 23:4, and I proclaim safety even in difficult seasons. I declare calm confidence walking with me through uncertainty. I speak peace into my body's responses. I reject fear of the unknown. Healing remains steady through reassurance. God who guides with wisdom, I declare Proverbs 2:6, and I proclaim wisdom flowing directly from you. I declare insight shaping every choice related to my health. I speak clarity over confusion. I reject misdirection. Healing is guided by divine wisdom. Lord of balanced renewal, I declare Isaiah 58:11, and I proclaim satisfaction and strength in dry places. I declare nourishment reaching weary systems. I speak vitality, replacing depletion. I reject stagnation. Healing refreshes deeply and steadily. God of inner stability, I declare Psalm 112:7, and I proclaim fearlessness in the face of troubling information. I declare emotional steadiness, supporting physical healing. I speak calm assurance over reactions. I reject panic. Healing stabilizes through inner strength. Lord of gentle restoration, I declare Jeremiah 30:17, and I proclaim health and healing over every wound. I declare repair of damage caused by long seasons of strain. I speak renewal into fragile places. I reject resignation. Healing restores thoroughly and patiently. God who sustains hope, I declare Romans 15:4, and I proclaim encouragement drawn from your promises. I declare hope strengthening my endurance. I speak confidence into waiting seasons. I reject despair formed by delay. Healing is reinforced by hopeful perseverance. Lord of peaceful authority, I declare Psalm 29:11, and I proclaim strength and peace given by you. I declare calm ruling my internal environment. I speak harmony into bodily systems. I reject internal conflict. Healing grows where peace governs. God who guards my rest, I declare Proverbs 3:24, and I proclaim sleep without fear. I declare restoration continuing during rest. I speak renewal into my nervous system. I reject restless striving. Healing unfolds even as I sleep. Lord of gentle instruction, I declare Psalm 32:8, and I proclaim guidance through each stage of healing. I declare learning without frustration. I speak understanding into my journey. I reject confusion. Healing advances through divine instruction. God of resilient faith, I declare Hebrews 11:1, and I proclaim assurance in what I cannot yet see. I declare faith anchoring my expectations. I speak confidence beyond visible progress. I reject doubt shaped by appearances. Healing is strengthened by faith. Lord who renews the inner life, I declare 2 Corinthians 4:16, and I proclaim renewal day by day. I declare inner strengthening producing outward restoration. I speak perseverance into long processes. I reject weariness of spirit. Healing continues through daily renewal. God of steady completion, I declare Psalm 38:8, and I proclaim that you will perfect what concerns me. I declare confidence in the completion of my healing. I speak trust into unfinished areas. I reject fear of incompletion. Restoration moves steadily toward fullness. Lord of enduring peace, I declare John 14:27, and I proclaim peace that the world cannot give. I declare calm, settling into every system. I speak assurance, replacing anxiety. I reject disturbance. Healing deepens through lasting peace. Eternal guardian of my life, I declare Psalm 12:1-8, and I proclaim that you watch over my coming and going now and forever. I declare that every movement of my body is under divine supervision and care. I speak safety over transitions, changes, and moments of vulnerability. I reject fear of relapse or sudden weakness. Healing progresses securely because you oversee every step. Lord of restoring compassion, I declare Isaiah 54:10, and I proclaim that your compassion does not depart from me even when circumstances shift. I declare that love remains constant through every phase of recovery. I speak reassurance into moments of uncertainty. I reject the fear that healing can be withdrawn. Restoration is sustained by unchanging compassion. God who shapes the inner life, I declare Proverbs 17:22, and I proclaim that a joyful heart brings healing to the body. I declare that joy is being restored gently within me. I speak lightness into places once burdened by heaviness. I reject sorrow that drains physical strength. Healing strengthens as joy takes root. Lord of steady direction, I declare Psalm 25:4-5, and I proclaim guidance in truth and wisdom. I declare clarity over choices that affect my health. I speak alignment between my steps and divine instruction. I reject confusion and hesitation. Healing advances through clear direction. God of renewing strength, I declare Isaiah 40:31, and I proclaim renewal that lifts me beyond weariness. I declare endurance, flowing into tired muscles and systems. I speak vitality, replacing exhaustion. I reject collapse under prolonged strain. Healing rises as strength is renewed. Lord who guards my heart, I declare Proverbs 4:23, and I proclaim protection over my inner world. I declare emotional safety, supporting physical restoration. I speak discernment over influences entering my thoughts. I reject harmful patterns that weaken healing. Restoration is preserved through guarded peace. God of gentle presence, I declare Zephaniah 3:17, and I proclaim quiet strength and joy in your nearness. I declare calm settling deeply within my body. I speak comfort into tense areas. I reject fear-driven tension. Healing unfolds under gentle presence. Lord of reliable provision, I declare Psalm 34:10, and I proclaim lack of nothing that supports life and health. I declare sufficiency over every need during recovery. I speak trust in daily provision. I reject anxiety about resources or strength. Healing is sustained through faithful provision. God who revives hope, I declare Romans 15:13, and I proclaim hope overflowing through trust. I declare resilience, growing even when progress is subtle. I speak expectation into each new day. I reject despair, rooted in waiting. Healing is energized by living hope. Lord of calm authority, I declare Psalm 46:10, and I proclaim stillness in the presence of power. I declare regulation over internal reactions driven by stress. I speak quietness into my nervous system. I reject frantic effort. Healing deepens through still trust. God of faithful care, I declare 1 Peter 5:7, and I proclaim freedom from carrying anxious burdens. I declare release of worry that strains my body. I speak surrender into moments of concern. I reject the habit of carrying what you invite me to release. Healing flows as burdens are lifted. Lord of strength and resolve, I declare Joshua 1:7, and I proclaim courage rooted in obedience and trust. I declare determination to continue healing without fear. I speak boldness into long journeys. I reject discouragement. Healing advances with strengthened resolve. God who heals the whole being. I declare Psalm 103:2-3, and I proclaim forgiveness and healing flowing together. I declare inner peace supporting physical restoration. I speak wholeness over body, mind, and spirit. I reject fragmented healing. Restoration moves toward total wholeness. Lord of gentle renewal, I declare Lamentations 3:22-3, and I proclaim mercies renewed each morning. I declare fresh strength greeting me daily. I speak gratitude into new beginnings. I reject weariness from yesterday's struggles. Healing renews continuously. God of safe shelter, I declare Psalm 91:1, and I proclaim rest under divine covering. I declare protection over vulnerable moments. I speak security into recovery phases. I reject exposure to harm. Healing remains sheltered. Lord of inner confidence, I declare Psalm 27:1, and I proclaim fearlessness grounded in divine light. I declare courage shaping my healing mindset. I speak assurance over uncertainty. I reject intimidation. Healing progresses with confidence. God of steady endurance, I declare Hebrews 12:11, and I proclaim growth that yields peaceful fruit. I declare maturity forming through challenge. I speak patience into endurance. I reject resentment toward the process. Healing strengthens through disciplined perseverance. Lord of complete restoration, I declare Jeremiah 33:6, and I proclaim health and healing revealed abundantly. I declare peace and truth saturating my body. I speak fullness over remaining weakness. I reject partial recovery. Restoration continues toward complete wholeness. Ancient guardian of my breath, I declare Job 12:10, and I proclaim that in your hand is the life of every living thing and the breath of all mankind. I declare that every breath I take is sustained by your authority and care. I speak strength into my lungs, blood, and every system that carries life through my body. I reject fear connected to weakness or limitation. Healing continues because my life is held securely in your hand. Lord of restful security, I declare Psalm 3:5, and I proclaim that I can lie down and sleep because you sustain me. I declare that rest is no longer interrupted by fear, tension, or pain. I speak deep restoration into my nervous system. I reject restless striving and anxious vigilance. Healing deepens as my body learns to rest safely. God who builds from the inside, I declare Psalm 27:1, and I proclaim that unless you build, all effort is in vain. I declare that you are rebuilding my health from the foundation upward. I speak stability into core systems that support everything else. I reject surface solutions without inner restoration. Healing is being built wisely and thoroughly by you. Lord of patient compassion, I declare Micah 7:7, and I proclaim trust while I wait for your saving work. I declare patience strengthening my healing journey. I speak calm expectation instead of frustration. I reject anxiety tied to timelines. Healing unfolds steadily under patient trust. God of clear boundaries, I declare Psalm 101:3, and I proclaim wisdom to protect my inner peace. I declare that what I allow into my thoughts and emotions supports my healing. I speak discernment over influences that affect my body. I reject habits that drain strength. Healing is preserved through wise boundaries. Lord of gentle authority over the body, I declare Luke 7:7, and I proclaim that your word alone is enough to bring healing. I declare that distance, complexity, or condition do not limit your power. I speak obedience of my body to divine command. I reject doubt in unseen authority. Healing responds to your spoken word. God who knows my frame, I declare Psalm 103:14, and I proclaim that you remember I am formed from dust. I declare compassion over my limitations and weakness. I speak gentleness into how I treat my body during healing. I reject harsh expectations. Restoration flows through understanding mercy. Lord of sustaining wisdom, I declare Ecclesiastes 7:14, and I proclaim trust in both calm and challenge. I declare balance, shaping my healing journey. I speak steadiness into changing conditions. I reject extremes that exhaust the body. Healing is supported through wise balance. God of deep inner peace, I declare Isaiah 26:3, and I proclaim perfect peace as my mind stays on you. I declare regulation over thought patterns that affect physical responses. I speak calm into stress-related symptoms. I reject mental unrest. Healing stabilizes through sustained peace. Lord, who strengthens what is weak, I declare Ezekiel 34:16, and I proclaim strengthening of what has been injured. I declare focused restoration over fragile areas. I speak careful rebuilding without haste. I reject fear of re-injury. Healing grows through attentive care. God of renewed confidence in motion, I declare Psalm 18:36, and I proclaim enlarged steps beneath me. I declare confidence returning to movement and action. I speak stability over balance and coordination. I reject fear of falling or failure. Healing advances with growing confidence. Lord of everlasting shelter, I declare Isaiah 4:6, and I proclaim protection from strain and distress. I declare coverage over sensitive stages of recovery. I speak safety into exposure and vulnerability. I reject fear of external pressure. Healing remains sheltered under divine care. God who guides with light, I declare Psalm 119:30, and I proclaim understanding flowing from your word. I declare clarity, replacing confusion about my body. I speak insight into sensations and responses. I reject fear of the unknown. Healing is strengthened through understanding. Lord of gentle correction, I declare Psalm 94:12, and I proclaim learning that leads to peace. I declare growth without condemnation during healing. I speak maturity into my responses to setbacks. I reject frustration. Healing deepens through understanding discipline. God of encouraging presence, I declare Acts 18:10, and I proclaim your presence without fear. I declare reassurance when uncertainty tries to rise. I speak courage into moments of weakness. I reject loneliness. Healing continues through divine companionship. Lord of restored hope, I declare Psalm 42:11, and I proclaim hope, lifting my inner life. I declare encouragement, replacing heaviness. I speak renewed expectation into each day. I reject despair. Healing is energized by hope. God of strengthened inner resolve, I declare Colossians 1:11, and I proclaim strength with joyful endurance. I declare perseverance growing without bitterness. I speak endurance into long processes. I reject giving up. Healing continues with strengthened resolve. Lord of fulfilled purpose, I declare Isaiah 55:11, and I proclaim that your word accomplishes what it is sent to do. I declare confidence that healing spoken over me will not return void. I speak trust into the process. I reject fear of failure. Restoration moves faithfully toward completion. Eternal source of my strength, I declare Psalm 28:7, and I proclaim that you are my strength and shield, actively sustaining my body and my confidence. I declare that my inner and outer strength are being reinforced under your protection. I speak resilience into muscles, organs, and systems that have felt strained. I reject vulnerability rooted in fear. Healing advances because strength and protection operate together. Lord of gentle restoration over time, I declare Ecclesiastes 3:1, and I proclaim that every season of healing unfolds with divine purpose. I declare patience, replacing urgency within my heart. I speak peace into the waiting moments that shape endurance. I reject frustration born from comparison. Healing matures as it unfolds in the right season. God who carries the weak with care, I declare Isaiah 46:4, and I proclaim that even to old age and weakness, you carry and sustain. I declare relief from the pressure of self-reliance. I speak reassurance into moments when strength feels limited. I reject fear of being unable to continue. Healing progresses because I am carried, not abandoned. Lord of inner illumination, I declare Psalm 36:9, and I proclaim that in your light I see clearly. I declare understanding, replacing confusion about my body. I speak clarity into symptoms and sensations that once caused fear. I reject darkness, created by uncertainty. Healing strengthens as understanding increases. God of secure foundations, I declare Matthew 7:25, and I proclaim stability built upon a firm foundation. I declare that my healing is rooted deeply and not easily shaken. I speak durability into every restored area. I reject fear of collapse. Healing stands firm through strong foundations. Lord of peaceful breathing, I declare Genesis 2:7, and I proclaim life breathed into me by divine intention. I declare harmony returning to breath, circulation, and rhythm. I speak calm into respiratory and nervous systems. I reject tension that disrupts balance. Healing aligns with the breath of life. God who heals the brokenhearted, I declare Psalm 47:3, and I proclaim binding and restoration of inner wounds. I declare emotional healing, supporting physical recovery. I speak wholeness into memories that carried pain. I reject unresolved grief. Healing deepens as the heart is restored. Lord of daily dependable help, I declare Psalm 18:13-14, and I proclaim help that prevents defeat. I declare support when challenges push against progress. I speak strength into moments of resistance. I reject overwhelm. Healing advances through dependable help. God of gentle regulation, I declare 1 Corinthians 14:33, and I proclaim peace instead of disorder. I declare balance, returning to internal systems. I speak order into patterns disrupted by stress. I reject chaos. Healing stabilizes through divine order. Lord of renewed confidence in stillness, I declare Psalm 62:1, and I proclaim rest in you alone. I declare my body learning to heal without force. I speak calm confidence into quiet moments. I reject striving. Healing unfolds through still trust. God who supplies endurance, I declare Romans 15:5, and I proclaim perseverance without discouragement. I declare sustained effort without emotional exhaustion. I speak encouragement into long-term healing. I reject impatience. Healing is supported by enduring strength. Lord of safe dwelling, I declare Psalm 91:9-10, and I proclaim safety within divine protection. I declare no intrusion into my healing process. I speak security into vulnerable stages. I reject fear of harm. Healing remains protected. God of truthful assurance, I declare Numbers 23:19, and I proclaim that what you speak will be fulfilled. I declare trust in every word spoken over my healing. I speak confidence replacing doubt. I reject uncertainty. Healing responds to faithful truth. Lord of strengthened inner peace, I declare John 16:33, and I proclaim peace that remains steady through challenge. I declare emotional calm stabilizing physical recovery. I speak assurance into stressful moments. I reject internal unrest. Healing deepens through sustained peace. God who guides with compassion, I declare Psalm 32:10, and I proclaim mercy surrounding those who trust you. I declare gentle guidance shaping my healing path. I speak kindness into each correction and adjustment. I reject harsh self-judgment. Healing grows through compassion. Lord of renewed joy and vitality, I declare Nehemiah 8:10, and I proclaim joy as a source of strength. I declare vitality returning through renewed joy. I speak lightness into heavy areas. I reject gloom. Healing is energized by joy. God of faithful progress, I declare Philippians 1:6, and I proclaim completion of what you have begun. I declare confidence in continued healing. I speak trust into unfinished areas. I reject fear of stagnation. Restoration continues faithfully, Lord of complete restoration and stability. I declare Isaiah 53:5, and I proclaim wholeness through divine restoration. I declare peace flowing where pain once ruled. I speak full recovery over body and inner life. I reject partial healing. Restoration advances toward complete wholeness. Everlasting pillar of my life. I declare Psalm 55:22, and I proclaim that when I cast my burdens upon you, you sustain me without fail. I declare that every hidden weight affecting my body is being lifted carefully and completely. I speak relief into pressure that once settled deep within my frame. I reject the belief that I must carry healing alone. Restoration continues because sustaining power is actively at work. Lord of gentle reassurance, I declare Isaiah 41:13, and I proclaim that you hold my hand and calm my fears. I declare steady reassurance, shaping my healing journey. I speak comfort into moments of trembling or uncertainty. I reject fear-driven tension. Healing progresses through reassuring presence. God who orders my inner world, I declare Psalm 19:14, and I proclaim harmony between my thoughts, words, and body. I declare alignment forming within my inner life. I speak peace into internal dialogue that influences physical response. I reject negative patterns that disrupt balance. Healing deepens as inner order is restored. Lord of strengthened foundations, I declare 1 Corinthians 3:11, and I proclaim that no other foundation can support my healing except what you have established. I declare durability beneath every restored system. I speak confidence into long-term stability. I reject fear of future weakness. Healing is secured by firm foundations. God of quiet renewal, I declare Isaiah 40:28, and I proclaim that you never grow weary or faint. I declare renewal flowing from inexhaustible strength. I speak perseverance into tired areas. I reject exhaustion-driven despair. Healing is replenished by divine endurance. Lord of gentle oversight, I declare Psalm 33:18, and I proclaim that your watchful eye rests on those who trust you. I declare attentive care guiding my recovery. I speak assurance into moments of uncertainty. I reject fear of neglect. Healing unfolds under watchful compassion. God who heals with tender care, I declare Hosea 11:4, and I proclaim healing drawn by cords of kindness. I declare gentleness, shaping every phase of restoration. I speak safety into vulnerable processes. I reject harsh expectations. Healing grows through tender guidance. Lord of stable emotions, I declare Proverbs 12:25, and I proclaim relief from anxiety that weighs down the heart. I declare emotional lightness, supporting physical recovery. I speak calm into internal stress responses. I reject heaviness. Healing stabilizes through emotional peace, God of faithful provision for each step. I declare Deuteronomy 2:7, and I proclaim that nothing needed for my journey is lacking. I declare sufficiency over energy, resources, and strength. I speak trust into daily provision. I reject fear of shortage. Healing continues with dependable provision. Lord of safe progression, I declare Psalm 37:24, and I proclaim support even if I stumble. I declare resilience in moments of imbalance. I speak confidence in recovery after setbacks. I reject discouragement. Healing advances through steady support. God who anchors my thoughts, I declare 2 Thessalonians 3:5, and I proclaim hearts directed into divine love and perseverance. I declare mental focus supporting healing. I speak endurance into thought patterns. I reject distraction. Healing strengthens through anchored thoughts. Lord of balanced restoration, I declare Ecclesiastes 4:6, and I proclaim peace over excess striving. I declare rest regulating effort and recovery. I speak moderation into activity. I reject extremes. Healing flourishes through balance. God of encouraging strength, I declare Psalm 138:3, and I proclaim inner strengthening when I call upon you. I declare courage rising within my spirit. I speak boldness into weak moments. I reject shrinking back. Healing advances through renewed strength. Lord of safe dwelling and rest. I declare Psalm 32:14, and I proclaim rest chosen by divine intention. I declare comfort within stillness. I speak restoration into quiet moments. I reject restlessness. Healing deepens through rest. God who perfects the inner work. I declare Hebrews 13:21, and I proclaim equipping in every good thing. I declare internal systems aligning properly. I speak harmony into ongoing restoration. I reject imbalance. Healing matures through divine adjustment. Lord of renewed expectation. I declare Psalm 62:5, and I proclaim hope quietly anchored in you. I declare confidence growing without noise. I speak trust into waiting seasons. I reject anxious urgency. Healing unfolds patiently. God of strengthened endurance. I declare Romans 8:11, and I proclaim life flowing through mortal bodies. I declare vitality returning gradually and steadily. I speak energy into weakened places. I reject stagnation. Healing continues through living power. Lord of faithful completion and stability. I declare 1 Thessalonians 5:24, and I proclaim that you are faithful to complete what you begin. I declare certainty in the full outcome of my healing. I speak assurance into remaining weakness. I reject doubt. Restoration moves steadily toward complete fulfillment. Majestic guardian of my body and soul. I declare Psalm 84:11, and I proclaim that you are both sun and shield, providing life, warmth, and protection over every part of me. I declare that nothing good required for my healing is being withheld. I speak vitality into areas that once felt dim or weakened. I reject the belief that recovery is limited or restricted. Healing advances under radiant protection and faithful care. Lord of gentle alignment. I declare Romans 12:2, and I proclaim transformation through renewed thinking that supports my body's restoration. I declare that my mind is being reshaped to agree with peace and health. I speak clarity into thought patterns that once produced stress. I reject conformity to fear-based beliefs. Healing deepens as my thinking aligns with truth. God who measures every step with care. I declare Psalm 56:8, and I proclaim that you keep careful account of my journey. I declare that no tear, setback, or moment of pain is ignored. I speak reassurance into seasons where progress feels unseen. I reject the fear that effort is wasted. Healing is honored and remembered in every stage. Lord of renewed stability. I declare Isaiah 33:6, and I proclaim strength and stability filling my times. I declare security forming beneath my healing process. I speak confidence into the future without anxiety. I reject fear of sudden loss. Healing stands firm through divine stability. God of sustained focus and peace. I declare Colossians 3:2, and I proclaim a mindset on higher truth rather than immediate fear. I declare that focus on peace reduces internal strain. I speak calm direction into my daily awareness. I reject distraction that weakens healing. Restoration strengthens through focused peace. Lord who restores strength gradually. I declare Psalm 92:12-14, and I proclaim growth even in later seasons. I declare steady strengthening without regression. I speak endurance into long-term healing. I reject discouragement from age or time. Healing flourishes through steady growth. God of inner reassurance. I declare Isaiah 12:2, and I proclaim trust without fear. I declare confidence, settling deeply within my spirit. I speak assurance into moments of uncertainty. I reject anxious anticipation. Healing advances through quiet trust. Lord of balanced rhythm. I declare Mark 6:31, and I proclaim rest as part of renewal. I declare permission to pause without guilt. I speak restoration into cycles of activity and rest. I reject burnout. Healing stabilizes through healthy rhythm. God who lifts heavy loads. I declare Matthew 11:28, and I proclaim relief from burdens that strain the body. I declare release from emotional and physical weight. I speak ease into tight and weary areas. I reject exhaustion from overcarrying. Healing deepens as burdens are lifted. Lord of calm emotional waters, I declare Psalm 65:7, and I proclaim peace over internal storms. I declare regulation over emotional surges affecting physical health. I speak stillness into reactive patterns. I reject turbulence. Healing settles as calm prevails. God of encouraged endurance, I declare 2 Corinthians 4:1, and I proclaim perseverance without losing heart. I declare strength to continue despite slow progress. I speak courage into extended recovery. I reject despair. Healing moves forward through sustained endurance. Lord of safe and wise guidance, I declare Proverbs 3:23, and I proclaim secure steps without stumbling. I declare confidence in movement and daily actions. I speak stability into balance and coordination. I reject fear of missteps. Healing progresses with guided safety. Supreme restorer of my inner strength, I declare Psalm 66:9, and I proclaim that you preserve my life and do not allow my footing to fail. I declare that stability is being restored to every system that once felt uncertain or fragile. I speak steadiness into moments where imbalance tried to take control. I reject fear of regression or sudden weakness. Healing advances because preservation and strength are actively at work. Lord of patient wisdom over my journey, I declare Proverbs 20:24, and I proclaim that my steps are ordered beyond my limited understanding. I declare trust, replacing the need to fully comprehend every stage of healing. I speak peace into unanswered questions. I reject anxiety driven by uncertainty. Healing unfolds safely under wise direction. God who breathes calm into my being, I declare Psalm 46:5, and I proclaim that you are within me, and I will not be shaken. I declare inner calm, stabilizing physical responses. I speak stillness into systems affected by stress. I reject internal turmoil. Healing strengthens through divine indwelling peace. Lord of gentle correction and balance, I declare Hebrews 12:6, and I proclaim loving guidance that produces growth. I declare that every adjustment during healing leads toward wholeness. I speak acceptance into moments of change. I reject resistance rooted in fear. Healing matures through loving correction. God of secure covering, I declare Psalm 91:4, and I proclaim refuge under divine protection. I declare safety surrounding vulnerable areas of recovery. I speak assurance into moments of exposure. I reject fear of harm. Healing remains shielded and protected. Lord of renewed perspective and hope, I declare Lamentations 3:24, and I proclaim hope, anchored in you alone. I declare expectation replacing discouragement. I speak confidence into waiting seasons. I reject despair born of delay. Healing is strengthened through hope. God who rebuilds with precision, I declare Amos 9:14, and I proclaim restoration of what was damaged or lost. I declare careful rebuilding without haste. I speak renewal into weakened structures. I reject fear of permanent loss. Healing reconstructs with intention. Lord of quiet confidence in motion, I declare Psalm 18:33, and I proclaim secure footing beneath me. I declare coordination and balance improving steadily. I speak trust into movement without fear. I reject hesitation. Healing advances with confident steps. God of steady encouragement, I declare Isaiah 35:3-4, and I proclaim strength to weary hands and firmness to weak knees. I declare courage rising where fear once lived. I speak reassurance into physical effort. I reject discouragement. Healing progresses with renewed strength. Lord of inner harmony, I declare Colossians 1:17, and I proclaim that all things hold together in you. I declare alignment, returning to systems once strained. I speak unity into divided responses. I reject fragmentation. Healing stabilizes through divine order. God who sustains my focus, I declare Psalm 11:19-37. And I proclaim freedom from distractions that weaken resolve. I declare attention centered on peace and restoration. I speak clarity into daily awareness. I reject harmful fixation. Healing strengthens through focused intention. Lord of gentle restoration and stillness, I declare Exodus 14:14, and I proclaim victory without frantic effort. I declare trust replacing strain. I speak rest into moments where control once dominated. I reject self-driven pressure. Healing unfolds through calm trust. God of resilient endurance, I declare 2 Thessalonians 1:4, and I proclaim perseverance that remains steady under challenge. I declare emotional resilience, supporting physical healing. I speak strength into long-term recovery. I reject giving up. Healing continues through endurance. Lord of balance, strength and wisdom, I declare Proverbs 4:26, and I proclaim careful paths that avoid harm. I declare wise pacing supporting healing. I speak moderation into activity and rest. I reject extremes. Healing flourishes through balance. God who restores inner assurance. I declare Isaiah 54:14, and I proclaim peace replacing fear. I declare confidence returning where anxiety once ruled. I speak security into vulnerable thoughts. I reject intimidation. Healing deepens through assurance. Lord of renewed joy and progress, I declare Psalm 126:5, and I proclaim joy rising even after hardship. I declare lightness entering my healing journey. I speak hope into gradual improvement. I reject heaviness. Healing is energized by joy. God of faithful presence through every step. I declare Deuteronomy 31:8, and I proclaim that you go before me and never abandon me. I declare courage, shaping each phase of recovery. I speak trust into unfamiliar stages. I reject fear of walking alone. Healing continues through faithful presence. Lord of perfect completion and lasting peace, I declare Isaiah 32:17, and I proclaim righteousness producing quietness and confidence forever. I declare confidence in the final outcome of my healing. I speak peace into remaining uncertainty. I reject doubt. Restoration moves steadily toward full and lasting wholeness. God who guards the inner flame, I declare 2 Timothy 1:7, and I proclaim power, love, and soundness of mind. I declare emotional stability supporting physical restoration. I speak clarity into mental processes. I reject fear-based reactions. Healing is strengthened by inner soundness. Lord of quiet strength in weakness, I declare 2 Corinthians 12:9, and I proclaim strength perfected in weakness. I declare acceptance of dependence without shame. I speak confidence into moments of limitation. I reject self-condemnation. Healing grows through grace-filled strength. God of gentle awakening and growth, I declare Hosea 6:3, and I proclaim steady progress like the morning sun. I declare consistent improvement without force. I speak hope into gradual change. I reject impatience. Healing unfolds progressively and faithfully. Lord of restored confidence and dignity, I declare Isaiah 61:7, and I proclaim honor replacing former distress. I declare renewed self-respect during recovery. I speak dignity into how I view my body. I reject shame. Healing restores honor. God of living hope and forward motion, I declare Lamentations 3:31-32, and I proclaim that rejection is never permanent. I declare mercy following every challenge. I speak encouragement into lingering uncertainty. I reject hopeless conclusions. Healing continues through enduring compassion. Lord of absolute completion and peace, I declare Isaiah 26:12, and I proclaim peace is established by your work within me. I declare confidence in full restoration. I speak assurance into remaining weakness. I reject doubt. Restoration moves steadily toward perfect wholeness. Eternal shepherd of my well-being, I declare Psalm 23:2-3, and I proclaim that you lead me into rest and restore my inner life with deliberate care. I declare that restoration is not rushed, but guided by wisdom and compassion. I speak renewal into areas worn down by long endurance. I reject the belief that rest delays progress. Healing deepens as restoration is led by you, Lord of steady hands and gentle power. I declare Isaiah 40:12, and I proclaim that you measure and govern all things with precision. I declare that my healing is not random, but carefully held in balance. I speak confidence into the exactness of this process. I reject fear of imbalance or excess. Healing unfolds under measured wisdom. God who establishes peace within my boundaries. I declare Job 22:21, and I proclaim peace through alignment with you. I declare harmony, returning where resistance once lived. I speak calm into internal conflict that strained my body. I reject unrest born of separation. Healing strengthens as peace is re-established. Lord of sustained vitality, I declare Psalm 92:10, and I proclaim renewed strength like fresh oil. I declare vitality flowing into areas that felt depleted. I speak nourishment into weakened systems. I reject dryness and stagnation. Healing is refreshed continually. God who anchors me in truth, I declare Psalm 119:65, and I proclaim great peace through trust in truth. I declare emotional stability supporting physical healing. I speak calm into reactions shaped by fear. I reject agitation. Healing stabilizes through truth, anchored peace. Lord of gentle restoration after strain, I declare Isaiah 57:15, and I proclaim revival for the lowly and weary. I declare lifting where heaviness once pressed down. I speak renewal into discouraged places. I reject the belief that weakness disqualifies healing. Restoration flows through humility and care. God of steady encouragement and light, I declare Proverbs 4:18, and I proclaim a path that grows brighter step by step. I declare gradual improvement without reversal. I speak patience into slow progress. I reject discouragement from comparison. Healing advances steadily toward clarity. Lord who guards my internal balance, I declare Psalm 125:1, and I proclaim stability that cannot be shaken. I declare steadiness, returning to my inner systems. I speak security into moments of uncertainty. I reject fear of collapse. Healing remains firm and secure. God who sustains hope quietly, I declare Romans 12:12, and I proclaim perseverance through hope. I declare calm, endurance, replacing restless urgency. I speak trust into extended healing seasons. I reject despair. Healing continues through hopeful patience. Lord of safe and purposeful progress, I declare Psalm 37:31, and I proclaim guidance rooted within my inner being. I declare wisdom shaping daily movement. I speak alignment into decisions that affect recovery. I reject careless pacing. Healing progresses with purpose. God who restores inner harmony, I declare Ecclesiastes 3:7, and I proclaim balance between action and stillness. I declare permission to rest without guilt. I speak rhythm into recovery cycles. I reject imbalance. Healing flourishes through harmony. Lord of renewed strength through stillness, I declare Isaiah 30:15, and I proclaim strength found in quiet trust. I declare restoration occurring without strain. I speak calm into overworked systems. I reject frantic effort. Healing deepens through still confidence. God of protective assurance, I declare Psalm 38:7, and I proclaim preservation even amid challenge. I declare safety surrounding my healing journey. I speak reassurance into vulnerable moments. I reject fear of interference. Healing remains protected. Lord, who encourages gentle persistence. I declare Galatians 5:22-23, and I proclaim patience as a strengthening force. I declare endurance shaped by gentleness rather than force. I speak kindness into my approach to healing. I reject harshness toward myself. Healing grows through gentle perseverance. God of renewed confidence and dignity, I declare Isaiah 61:3, and I proclaim honor, replacing former heaviness. I declare restored confidence, shaping how I carry myself. I speak dignity into my recovery. I reject shame. Healing restores worth and strength. Lord of steady inner renewal, I declare 2 Corinthians 4:16, and I proclaim renewal day by day. I declare inner strengthening supporting outward healing. I speak perseverance into long processes. I reject emotional fatigue. Healing continues steadily. God who completes what is begun. I declare Psalm 38:8, and I proclaim fulfillment of your purpose concerning me. I declare certainty in complete restoration. I speak trust into unfinished areas. I reject doubt. Healing moves faithfully toward fullness. Lord of lasting peace and wholeness, I declare Isaiah 26:3, and I proclaim perfect peace through sustained trust. I declare calm settling deeply within my body. I speak assurance over remaining uncertainty. I reject disturbance. Restoration continues toward lasting wholeness. Lord of eternal perspective, as I reflect on this journey, I recognize that healing has not been a single moment, but a sacred process unfolding quietly over time. I see how patience was formed, where urgency once ruled my thoughts. I understand now that strength was growing even when I could not feel it. I acknowledge that progress often moved beneath the surface, hidden from my immediate awareness. I rest in the truth that nothing meaningful was wasted. Divine guide of inner growth, I reflect on how my understanding of healing has matured beyond quick solutions and instant relief. I see how wisdom replaced anxiety as I learned to trust timing instead of resisting it. I recognize that surrender was not weakness, but alignment. I acknowledge how peace began to regulate my responses long before my body caught up. I accept that healing taught me how to live more gently, keeper of quiet strength. I reflect on the moments when endurance was formed in silence rather than celebration. I remember how resilience grew during ordinary days with no visible breakthrough. I recognize that consistency mattered more than intensity. I acknowledge that rest became just as important as effort. I honor the strength that carried me when motivation was low. Guardian of inner stillness, I reflect on how calm gradually replaced the tension I once carried unconsciously. I notice how my body learned safety again through repeated reassurance. I recognize that fear lost its grip as trust deepened. I acknowledge that peace did not arrive all at once, but settled layer by layer. I welcome this stillness as part of wholeness, faithful companion through uncertainty. I reflect on the seasons when answers were incomplete and clarity felt distant. I see now that uncertainty did not stop progress, but shaped my dependence. I recognize that faith was exercised most when outcomes were unclear. I acknowledge that trust grew strongest where control was released. I am grateful for guidance even when the path felt unfamiliar, restorer of emotional balance. I reflect on how healing reached places beyond the physical. I see how emotional weight was lifted alongside bodily strain. I recognize that unresolved tension once held power over my strength. I acknowledge the freedom that came with emotional release. I accept that wholeness includes both body and inner life. Source of renewed identity, I reflect on how my perception of myself shifted during this process. I see how I moved from defining myself by limitation to understanding myself through resilience. I recognize that dignity was restored where frustration once lived. I acknowledge the confidence that returned slowly and authentically. I honor the growth that reshaped how I see myself. Anchor of hope. In waiting, I reflect on how hope endured even when progress appeared minimal. I see how patience became an active force rather than passive delay. I recognize that hope matured without demanding proof. I acknowledge that trust remained steady even when emotions fluctuated. I embrace hope as a sustaining presence, guardian of gentle progress. I reflect on how healing respected my pace rather than forcing transformation. I see how gradual change protected me from harm. I recognize that slow rebuilding created lasting stability. I acknowledge that rushing would have cost more than it gained. I honor the wisdom of steady progress, teacher of balance and rhythm. I reflect on how healing taught me when to act and when to rest. I see how balance replaced extremes that once drained me. I recognize that listening became more important than striving. I acknowledge that rhythm brought sustainability. I receive balance as a gift, protector of inner boundaries. I reflect on how awareness helped me guard what influences my well-being. I see how discernment strengthened my peace. I recognize that not everything deserves access to my energy. I acknowledge that protection is part of wisdom. I value the boundaries that support wholeness, strengthener through weakness. I reflect on how vulnerability became a doorway rather than a defeat. I see how acceptance replaced self-judgment. I recognize that strength emerged where humility was embraced. I acknowledge that grace carried me when effort could not. I accept weakness as a place of growth, builder of endurance. I reflect on how perseverance was shaped over time. I see how consistency carried me farther than intensity. I recognize that endurance formed quietly without announcement. I acknowledge that stability replaced volatility. I respect the endurance that now supports me, restore of confidence in movement. I reflect on how fear gradually released its hold. I see how trust returned to action and motion. I recognize that confidence was rebuilt through small victories. I acknowledge that safety replaced hesitation. I welcome confidence grounded in wisdom, companion of inner peace. I reflect on how peace became less dependent on circumstances. I see how calm now resides within rather than outside. I recognize that peace no longer requires perfection. I acknowledge the freedom of inner quiet. I embrace peace as my foundation, completer of what was begun. I reflect on the assurance that this work did not stop halfway. I see how every stage contributed to fullness. I recognize that completion is not rushed, but faithful. I acknowledge that nothing remains unfinished without purpose. I trust the outcome completely, Lord of wholeness and gratitude. I reflect with a heart that is no longer anxious, but thankful. I receive the healing that has unfolded, the strength that has returned, and the peace that now remains. I choose rest over worry, trust over fear, and gratitude over doubt. I seal this journey with faith, humility, and confidence in continued wholeness.